Good evening, everyone. I'm Bondar JR, also known as the Silver Wolf, also simply known most days as Ron, and we're here to stream some eveonline. Monday night, also Tuesday morning here in the Philippines, is our viewer mining event night. So come one, come all. We provide the boost, we provide the compression. You take all the ore, no charge. All we require is conversation. And actually, we don't even require that. You can come mine with us and never say a thing. But we are in Ufine, which is where we always are. So if you want to join us, I just got back to Ufine. Turns out there was a gate camp in Udema. 78 kills in the last hour. So I bypassed it with my new Helios. We lost to Helios yesterday. And so I bypassed it with my new Helios, and we are here and loving it. So gotta change my autopilot settings back. All right, so let's go to Billy. I'm gonna go ahead and get this, since it doesn't look like anybody's here. Omega's here. I'm gonna jump over here to Billy and get this thing started.
Warp drive active.
Ironically, I forgot to bring my mining crystals, which I've gone a long way to go, so that always helps. But what else is new? It's usually the way it goes. I'm gonna get this quick mission and get this done.
Active.
Get my dailies done before we start mining. What's up, Dark Slider? Good to see you. You got a bunch in your port. All right, thanks, Jerry Can. I think I've got enough to get through the night, but just in case. I don't have my my sticky notes up here in the new settings, so yeah, I got to get that figured out. So I'm feeling fantastic, Dark Slider. Thanks for asking. It's a beautiful day in the Philippines. No. A beautiful day here every day. Just hot. Still beautiful. Alright, so let's see who we got here. I got my level 4. Start conversation. Request mission. Piece of cake. 2 jumps. Man, doesn't get any easier than that. Doesn't get any easier than that. Doesn't get any easier than that. Good deal. Watching Leafs versus the Panthers. Game 1 of round 2. Yeah. So I saw the Blues got knocked out yesterday. I was a little upset, but man, did they fight. Fight. They had to give them credit. They did give it a good run. So they gave it a good run. So, but yeah, it was an interesting one. I see Jerry Can's guys coming on. I haven't seen Kicking yet. I did see Jackson was on earlier, but then he went offline. So I don't know what happened to him. Maybe he's having trouble. Looks like he's been on and off over the last several minutes. So we'll have to see if he gets back on. He usually tries to get on so he can see us. But Panthers and the Maple Leafs. Excellent. So yeah, I am loving the highlights. 10 minutes, I can see the whole game. See the best parts of it. So that's definitely the way to watch. I wanted to ask you, Dark Slider, are you in any fantasy hockey leagues? Okay, Abigail, it's okay. I did a fantasy hockey league years ago, and it was really, I've done fantasy football for 30 years.
Drive active.
And that's a lot easier to keep track of because it's just one game a week, couple bye weeks. And but hockey was a lot more difficult to keep up with. So now I tried to get friends and coworkers into it, but no luck. All right, well maybe we'll start one. Maybe we'll see if we get one on the stream. Some of our other like-minded hockey friends.
Docking permission requested. Docking request.
Because yeah, that's an interesting one. Because like I said, I did it once before, but it was a lot to keep track of. But now I'm retired, so I got all kinds of time on my hands. So there's Abigail. Yes, I love you too. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I forgot to mention yesterday, but yesterday was actually Benedict's birthday. So my wife, I was trying to make sure my wife did not remember, but she did late last night, which started a whole big crying storm. So I have done it before with just random people online, but that's not as fun. Yep, that's what I did as well, and it really wasn't. Because none of them really wanted to help me understand, and sorry about that. But yeah, yesterday was his birthday, and so that was one I had remembered. I forgot to mention it on stream, but I had remembered, and I tried to keep her from remembering. But late last night, right around midnight, she remembered, and so that was a little bit. So we were comforting each other last night in order to deal with that. So, but yes, yesterday was his birthday. He would have been 7. So my girl Abigail, yes, I see you. I'm gonna put you back down, all right? Yep. Oh, I got your tail. But yeah, so these things happen. But yeah, she's actually been doing really well. I think moving helped, because out of sight, out of mind, so to speak. Everything at our old house in Kansas City reminded her of him, and so. But here it's been a little bit better because she doesn't have as many memories, and so, or doesn't have any memories. But unfortunately, yeah, every once in a while, like on his birthday. So she actually thought his birthday was today. She's still in Kansas City time, so. But yeah, I was like, no, actually his birthday has just passed. So, but yeah, so that was a little bit rough. So, but we got through it. Appreciate you guys' thoughts. But yeah. But anyway, I'm headed back to Eugene. I saw Jerry Cans on there, so let me get these guys some invites. Invite the fleet. Who else is out there? Dark Slider. I think this is Dark Slider, right? Yep. Thought you were there. Invite the fleet. Invite the fleet. Omega's in there. Been scanning for a while. So, yep. He's already in a fleet. Okay.
Warp drive active.
Alright, so we got the one. Take care of that. Alright, got them taken care of. So I can use a break. There you go. I understand that. I just got the Helios back here, so I rebuilt the Helios and brought it back. Dock. Alright. Oh, looks like I left one yesterday. I wonder which one I left yesterday. That's weird. Huh. Oh no, I got an extra one yesterday from all the scanning. That makes sense. So yeah. So yeah, so I've got both my guys headed back to Eufene.
Warp drive
So
active.
we'll be there in a second. Jerry Can, you're gonna bring out your porpoise? What's that? Because I can bring mine out if you want. Till Kickin or Jackson get here, they always like to boost. I don't know why. Jackson's very proud of his boost, so. But yeah, I haven't seen, like I said, he's logged on and logged off several times, so. Alright, so let's switch ships. Retriever board. Alright. And Jerry Can, since you're leading, let us know which belt you want.
Warp drive active.
They're all pretty much the same to me. So. Bum, 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 bum.
Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted.
Alright, looks like you're already in one. Yeah, there's Jalen. Alright, so switch ships. Smash. And let's make sure we got it out. Yep, there it's empty. Alright. 7-7. I like it. I like it. So let's go. Warp to member.
Warp drive
All
active.
right. Oh, and yeah, we got a bunch of NPCs out here with us. That'll keep us honest. Oh, 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 that's not what I wanted. Stop, stop, stop. Gotta put my crystals on here. There we go. Ooh. All right. All staff's out here. Let's get him situated. He's got to put his crystals on too. Yeah, I should have enough crystals for today, so it shouldn't be a problem. All right. In like Flint. There's Omega. Good to see you, buddy. Yeah, it says you're already in the fleet. Let me try again. Yeah, it says you're already in the fleet. So it won't let me invite you to our mining fleet so you can get the boost and the compression. And compression is up. Thanks, Jerry Can. Oh, there you go. No worries. I figured as much. There you go. Now you're in. We're in 7-7. Or you can just warp to one of us. We're missing most of our regulars today. So, Kickin's not here. Jackson's not here. Though I saw Jackson, like I said, I saw Jackson log on and off several times. So he may be having trouble getting on. Yeah, so he logged on 30 minutes ago and logged off 23 minutes ago, then logged back on 22 minutes ago and logged back off 20 minutes ago. So maybe, maybe not. Maybe he just didn't have time. Excellent. No worries, Dark Slider. All right. Let me see if I can get this thing set up again. Shared chat. Yeah, that one's not there. There he is. All right, can you guys hear Omega on my stream? Oh, might help if I actually do it on the right one. There you go. Yep. Can you guys hear Omega on my stream? Say something else, Omega.
What's good? What's good?
There you go. No, yep. Okay, Jerry Can says yep. All right, so we're good. I always have to switch the window that I have for the shared chat because it always names it something different. So good to see you, Omega. Thanks for collaborating.
What's good, man? What's good?
Not too much. Not too much. Living the dream.
Hey, I hear you.
Living the dream. Living the dream. Living the dream. Oh. What's going on with you? What's going on with you? Yes, I know. I love you too. Got my puppy here with me. She's being She's being more needy today than normal, so makes it real hard to fly my ships when she's with me. But luckily, mining doesn't require a whole lot of effort, so nice and relaxed. Crank it up a little. All right. Let me see if I can adjust the volume. All right. Actually, I got it on full volume. But you're right. It really looks like it's low.
Yeah, I mean you're fine on my end, I guess.
Okay.
I have mine up pretty loud, so.
Yeah, and I've got yours full, so every once in a while. Actually, it only shows when you talk, so that's why. Which makes sense.
Ah.
Yeah. So are you hearing it better? Now meant Omega was low. Okay, yeah, so I've got him set at full volume, so
And I'm already peaked on my end.
yeah. So yeah, and you look like you're good here, so yeah, I don't know what's going on.
What the hell?
But so what else is new, Omega? How's things been going?
Just work, man.
Or I
I'll
hate
be in Texas next week.
Yeah, there you go. Traveling a lot.
Yeah, well, I'm going to be taking a break after this last trip to get some project work finished.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Well, that'll be nice.
So, I kind of need to. I need to get some. I got a task that was, well, it's a review, end of year review task that I have to complete
Okay.
soon. So, I have to have it done by June 30th.
Yeah, gotta love those.
Yeah, so I don't have to do any additional travel until maybe after summer or like late summer.
Okay,
so.
well that'll be good.
So,
Do you enjoy it? Do you enjoy the traveling, or is it a hassle?
no, I enjoy it. It
Okay.
only becomes a hassle when other people, I have to do other people's work. So
Speaking to the
that's
choir.
only when it becomes, yeah, that's only when it becomes a hassle.
Yeah.
You know.
That was what always frustrated me about mine as well, is I would get my work done, and then they were like, okay, well, this guy can't seem to get his done, so can you do his too? I'm like, no, I'm not doing his. And I always did. But
Oh, we got company tonight.
yeah, there's a few in there. And actually, everybody in local is on our fleet, so we're good.
No, I was talking about the NPCs in here.
Oh yeah. JimmyJabbaJam, good to see. Do I get his salary too? Yeah, only if. That would be nice. Yeah, I never did. Never did. Never got a promotion. Yeah. It was funny. I had several people, so I was a level 2 after 25 years, and I had several people that were told, "Hey, you need to work with Ron Bond." And they're like, "Ron Bond? Why would I work with him? He's only a level 2." And then they would come work with me, and they're like, "Why is he a level 2? I mean, he should be a level 4 or 5." Yeah,
Right.
well, I was like, as long as they keep giving me raises, I don't care. I was way outside the salary range, but that never stopped them from giving me raises. So I was like, I don't care.
Yeah, eventually I'm going to be capped out. So
Yeah, and that's what I was afraid of. But yeah, they never capped me out. So I was like, okay, yeah, as long as you're not going to cap me out, I don't give a damn. So it did affect my bonuses, my yearly bonuses, because I was the lower title. But even then, it was like, I had, out of 25 years, I had probably 12 of them, 13 of them that didn't have bonuses. So before they instigated the bonuses, so I was like, anything's better than a stick in the eye. So don't rock the boat. But yeah, it was funny. One of my coworkers contacted me and said that they actually just changed the policy so that your PTO, you don't get your PTO anymore.
really,
So yeah,
that
so
sucks.
if you leave, they don't pay you all your PTO. What they did is, I guess they did a mandatory 20-hour sick time. So they converted 20 hours of your PTO to automatic sick time, and you don't get paid for that. And that started May 1st, and I retired on April 4th. So it's like, if I'd have waited another month, I'd have got screwed out of 20 hours, which was like, well, that kind of sucks. But so yeah.
Well, they a lot of people that have ready to retire, they accumulate a lot of
Yep.
pay time off.
Yep.
So
Yep. Yeah, and that's
like
what they
me,
did.
They hassle.
Yeah.
Yeah, they hassle me every year because I don't take it during the year. I
Right.
said, well, how can I if you got me working, moving
Right.
around all year long?
Right. You can't
They
let me
get
take
mad
it
when I
off.
take
Yep.
Yeah, they get mad when I take Thanksgiving to New Year's off. You know.
But you got to in order to try and get rid of it. See, ours was a use it or lose it policy, and so at the end of the year they were always like, "Hey, you got to take some PTO," and I'm like, "You never let me take any. Everything's always too critical." So yeah, it was the same thing. I'd have the whole month of December off, and then they'd be pissed.
Well, I did. I think 2 years after I came back, they changed the policy slightly to you can carry 5 days over.
Okay, that's not too bad.
So I always carry 5 days over.
Yep.
And those 5 days kind of get recycled. I always have 5 days left over. So even when I take a whole month off. But I've been taking time off here and there. I'm still going to have enough time to take off a good chunk of December if I don't use it before October. So
yeah, because that was one of mine. I said, hey, I'm not giving you guys any of this back. So it's like probably 10 years, maybe 15 years ago, we had sick time. And they had like 5 people out of 4,000 that were taking every sick day every year. And then they had a bunch of us like myself that were saving it so we didn't have to pay for short-term disability. And so they decided to, just on a whim, eliminate sick time because of the 4 people that were abusing it. And we were super pissed because we had a whole bunch stored up. Of course, they didn't pay us for it. And it was like, that's wrong. And they were like, yep,
yeah,
so
they converted everybody's shit over to PTO. And I was like, all right, y'all full of shit,
Yep.
So if I needed that sick time, I got to sacrifice.
Yep.
Vacation time and vice versa.
Yep.
So.
Which is ridiculous. Yep.
Oh shit! It's almost 10 o'clock. Hold on. I'm gonna change my glucose sensor in a few.
But yeah, never a dull moment when you're working for the man.
Yeah, it is what it is, man.
Yep.
I mean, I still got a ways to go before I can even think about retiring, and still, I don't have enough saved up because pensions went away a long time ago.
Yeah, that was one of those. Unless you work for the government, you're pretty much screwed,
Yeah. Well, I had a government pension.
Okay.
But actually, I had 2. I had a government pension. I had the City of Baltimore pension. But I was young when I left the city. I kind of I didn't roll it over anything, and eventually, it was kind of taken out.
Right.
So.
Yep.
We just kind of just left it as is. And then it just didn't do anything. I think I cashed it out because I was strapped for cash at one point.
Yep.
But I had another pension with Time Warner, and I didn't know that they were trying to get a hold of me because they were trying to change from the pension to 401k too.
Yep.
But I had an option to kind of keep it grandfathered until.
Oh, so that's good.
But I didn't know because I had already left the company.
Right.
And they were trying to find me at an old address.
Oh, okay.
And I one day I looked in my account and I had all this damn money. I had a couple 10,000. What was it, about $58,000?
Wow.
in my account.
Can't beat that.
And I was trying to figure out where the fuck it came from.
So they cashed you out.
Like,
yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like, holy shit. And I had to pay all that damn taxes on it.
Yeah. See, that's the hit. The taxes and the penalties, man. That's where the government always gets its pound of flesh. So
they knew what they were doing.
Yep.
They knew what they were doing.
Yeah, my wife's is like that. So my wife's has contacted us, and they said, hey, you got, I think, till July. They said, you got till July to tell us what you want to do. You can leave it where it's at. We'll charge you a monthly fee. They said, or we'll roll it over into a Roth, which we don't want to do. They said, or we'll cash it out, And I'm like, yeah, well, we want to wait till she's like 3 months from her 59 and a half where she doesn't get the penalty. And so we're like, well, we want to wait till, the 59 and a half, which is just after July. And so, But it's like trying to get a hold of them. It's like, yeah, we only take calls for this, between the hours of like 1 and 2 on the third Thursday of the month. And I'm like, seriously? And so, so we've been trying to get that straightened out. But I think they do all that crap on purpose because it's like, you know what? But yeah, we'll be super pissed if they cash her out, a month before she turns 59 and a half and charge us a 10% penalty, because then I'm going to be super pissed.
Yeah, that actually, that might be against the law.
Yeah.
I mean, they have to notify you before they do that.
Well, and they're claiming that they sent us a letter, which I have a address, an American address. It's like a mailbox service where all our mail goes.
FPO.
Yep.
Yeah, something like an FPO.
Yep. And so so they scan it and we can see it. So they're gonna say, yeah, we notified you, And I'm like, yeah, you notified us, but then we couldn't get a hold of you. So I've been trying to call them.
They'll sit there and act like they don't want to answer the phone.
Yep.
Oh shit! Did that rock disappear? I guess it did.
Yeah, so they've been disappearing. These guys, when they tear them up, they tear them up.
I'm sitting there just running my mouth.
Yeah, that's what I always do. I end up getting very little ore because I'm too busy running my mouth. So you're in good company.
I must have taken a hit. My drones went after something that I guess some rats that came.
Yeah, there were a couple rats that were in earlier, but they were pushovers as usual.
Yeah, I might have to see what's in them cans. This is usually the
Let me
the lower the system, the better the loot. So
yeah, let me release them.
I used to have I used to have an MTU in this thing. I must have
Jerry Can's got one. Jadzia up there has got one. He usually puts it out every once in a while. So I see you, Dark Slider. Thanks for joining us.
Hey, ImperialNutCase. Yeah, I'm back for a bit, man. Yeah. I'm gonna crunch a few more, and then I'm gonna drop because it was late. I was late.
Yeah,
so
no
I
worries.
was late getting back myself.
No worries, I understand.
But, well, today is the day I gotta change this damn Dexcom sensor, and I need to do it before. I needed to do it before 11 o'clock.
Okay.
I needed to measure while I'm asleep, mostly.
Mm-hmm.
And it takes this damn thing takes like 2.5 hours to calibrate.
Oh my lord, that's crazy. Of course, it's better than the old way. Sticking your finger every 15 minutes.
I ain't doing that.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the reasons why whenever it was suggested years back, I was like, well, I'm not sticking my finger, so you might as well just hang it up.
Yep.
It's just not going to happen.
You're going to have to come up with a different way.
Exactly.
What's up, Warwolf? But nah, Mega, we appreciate you being here. Always a pleasure having you along.
I'm going to try to work out my schedule a little bit better to make this a weekly.
No worries.
Weekly part of my routine.
Okay.
So,
no worries.
Next week I'm like I said, I'm traveling.
Yep.
But,
no worries.
But I camp my assets here for mining.
Oh, cool. Yeah, see, that's what I have. I usually use my jump clone, but I found out today I had flown back to Venelin, and then I had to fly back. And, of course, they had a gate camp in Udima, so 78 kills in the last hour. I was like, yeah, let's go around that. So
Right.
That's all I need is losing. I lost a ship yesterday because of something stupid, and one of my scanning ships. And so it'll be And so that's why I flew back to Veneland, was to build another scanning ship and bring it back out here. And so that's why I said that would be just my luck to go back there, build another scanning ship, get it all set up, fly back and lose it at a gate camp on the way back.
Yeah, it's a pain in the ass.
Yeah. It seems they enjoy it. They're still doing it. That's why I said I can't believe it's even profitable for them. So I would have thought they'd have given up by now just because it's cost them too much. But they don't seem to care about that.
Well, no, people got disposable incomes, I
Yeah.
guess.
Yep. Yep. It seems that way. Seems that way.
What? Hold on. Let's see how this works out. Okay. Kill off the pattern. Okay, that's what I need to do.
Captain. Incoming message.
Uh-oh. That's your cell phone?
Yeah. Sorry. That's my Filipino cell phone. So somebody's texting me, probably my wife. No, I don't know why she wouldn't just walk up
Say the
here.
Filipino.
Yeah, that was the whole big discussion. So I end up switching service right before we left America. And so I was gonna work it out. T-Mobile made me a deal, and T-Mobile actually works here in the Philippines. So I was like, okay, that makes sense. Let me go with them, you know. And so I was gonna get a refurb phone so that it would be unlocked, and then I would have it with 2 SIM cards, so I could put my Filipino SIM card in there, and then I'd just get all the calls on one phone. Seemed to make perfect sense. My wife, of course, worked in the electronics field and refused to let me bring a refurb phone into the house. No, those are crap. You're not bringing that in the house. Blah. And I'm like, come on. So anyway, I ended up going with the free phone from T-Mobile, of course, that's not unlocked for 2 years. So that's my American phone. So all my kids and my family and everybody else can contact me. And I can call back to America with it. And then I have my old phone. I got a Filipino SIM card and put it in there. So that's my Filipino phone. So yeah, so I had to set up the alerts differently so I know which one's ringing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just put everything in the damn.
Yeah.
I just put everything on one phone now.
Yep.
I used to carry 3 and 4 phones.
Yeah,
It's
that's
a pain in the
crazy.
ass.
And that's what I told her. I said I don't want to carry 2 phones. And she's like, well, you're not going to carry the American phone anyway because it's only got call and text. So it's only going to work at the house over Wi-Fi. And I'm like, yeah, that's true, but still,
Yeah, but see, I was carrying around 3 phones at one point.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I told him, I said, look, you paid me a small stipend, and you can use, and I can use my personal number, and I'll list it as business contact number, because, keeping up with the on-call phone and the company phone was a pain in the ass.
Oh, yeah.
They got rid of the on-call phone eventually, but
Yeah.
I was like, this is stupid.
Yeah.
And plus, I had my own phone. Plus, I had a secondary phone I had my main phone, but I had a second local number cell phone for. I used to, I'm a member of the American Legion, but
okay, cool.
When I was a what do you call it, an officer of the post.
Right.
I was, especially when I was commander, I had to have a local contact in case, for emergencies and stuff.
Yep.
And then we rented our property out, so I didn't want to give my personal cell number out.
Right.
I used a burner.
A burner. Yep.
And so I was like, well, people's like, damn, how many phones you need? And I'm like, don't start.
Yeah, well, that's what I said. I said I don't want to get into that. Well, back when I had a on-call phone or a company phone, I didn't buy a cell phone. I'm like, I got a company phone. I'm not going to bother with it. Nobody calls me anyway.
Well, you have to be careful. But you had to be careful for that. And I wanted, now that phones are smart.
Yep.
I was like, well, you know what? I'd rather have my own phone.
Yep. And that's what happened. They dinged me. They dinged me a couple times for using it for personal business, and I'm like, damn you.
Mm-hmm.
And so so
that's
then
how they get you.
Yep. Then they got cheap, and they're like, hey, we're not paying for a phone anymore. So I'm like, okay, well, the only number anybody's ever known is this one. So can I port it to myself? And they're like, sure. Well, for a fee, we'll let you take the number. And so yeah, I've literally had this number for like 25 years. So I think it was my
Companies have
pager
been
number way
really-
back. But yeah.
Yeah, company's been really weird about porting numbers
Yep.
now.
Yep. Yeah. Luckily it was on the early side of that before they started thinking about all the ramifications. Like, oh, hold on. If he goes and breaks the law, it's going to show that we at one time owned that number.
Android is depleted.
Like,
Yeah. So now, see, they can't request to keep my number. We have a portal. There's an app on our phone that for all company related information.
Okay.
It's encrypted through what they call MS Company Portal by Microsoft.
Okay.
So,
Okay. Yep.
So everything is kind of like I can't access any company information until I authenticate. So,
Okay.
and if I decide, like I've changed phones over the year, upgraded
Right.
phones.
Yep.
I have to deactivate everything on the old phone. They have it set in the parameters
Yep.
that you can only run it on one. Well, it used to be you could run it on a phone and a tablet, but now you got to pick which one you want to use.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, and see, I think that's the way ours is too. Because I remember when I got the new phone, I only had like a week left, and I'm like, yeah, I don't want to put this on there. And they were like, no, you got to, because you can't even log into the network without using an authenticator app off the phone. And it was like, damn. So yeah, so I added it on there for a week and then removed it when I retired. And so.
Legacy, thanks, man. I must have didn't hit the button all the way. I'll wait for it to cycle through. Oh, I can stop it. All right, restart it. Thanks. Good eye.
Yeah.
It's like, you only got one monitor running. I'm like, yeah, I'll hit both keys, and sometimes one of the keys don't go all the way down or something.
Yep. Oh, mine. Since I'm multi-boxing, I'm always having one that ain't mining because it's like I'm too busy talking. So, but yeah, Darksider says he used to work for a place that refurbished and resold used phones. Yeah, my wife. That's what she did for a living. She soldered chips to boards, and so she was like, yeah, you ain't bringing a refurb phone in this house. They're crap. And I said, what are you talking about? Your company has no go-backs. And she said, yeah, because I work there. I don't work for this phone company. I'm like, so you're saying that unless you work there, it's not worth it? And so, yeah, she's like, yep, unless I work there, it ain't worth it. I'm like, okie dokie. She who must be obeyed. Oh.
All right. So, are you starting at 9:30 p.m. now, or?
Yeah, 9:30 Eastern. Yes, 9:30 p.m.
Okay.
Eastern. Yeah, 5 days a week. Sunday through
Yeah,
Thursday.
I just wanted to make sure because I was trying to break my neck to get online back online by 8:30.
Yeah, sorry about that. Yep. Yeah, it's 8:30 Central, 9:30 Eastern. So.
Gotcha. All right, so that gives me a little more time.
Yep. Yeah, so sorry about that.
Squared away. All right.
Yeah, 9:30. I moved it up. So I used to do 9:30 Central, which was 10:30 Eastern. And
Right.
my Eastern guys were kind of like, "Hey, can you buy us another hour? Because we really don't get to spend a whole lot of time because we need to go to bed right after you start." And so I was like, "Yeah, sure." I said, "Now I'm on the other side of the world. It really don't matter what time I start." So.
Right. Gotcha. Yeah, I'm more or less. I can, if I got a set time, then I thought it was 8:30.
Yeah, no worries.
But
Sorry
I'm
about
East
that.
Coast, so.
Yep. Yeah, so 9:30 for you. And that's 9:30 a.m. here. So you're exactly right now 12 hours different from
12
me.
hours.
So, yeah.
Right. Yeah, because it's whenever we talk to our guys over in the Philippines, it's usually late for them.
Yep. And most of all my family lives on the East Coast, all my brothers and sisters. And so, yeah, so that's where I told them. It's really easy for you guys, just 12 hours. At least until daylight savings time kicks in, and then it'll go to 13.
Yeah, and it's like 13, yeah.
Yeah.
They really need to end that.
Yeah, they do, but somebody's got to be making money off of it because they've tried multiple times and they keep rejecting it. And I don't know why anybody in their right mind would reject it.
I still don't figure out.
Yeah.
I still can't figure out what
Yeah.
monetary value you could earn off of that.
It really doesn't make any sense. But like I said, somebody's got to be making money off of it because that's the only thing that makes sense of why they haven't rejected it. Because when it comes to Congress and the Senate, that's the only thing that makes them do anything is how's it going to line our pockets?
Well, it could be just some conspiracy theorists that are just lobbying them with money to say, hey, just keep it going, you know?
But yeah, but like you said, it really don't make no sense. Most of the general public is kind of like, why are we still doing this? This is stupid, I mean, we're not saving electric. We're not saving candle wax. We're not saving anything anymore. It's actually, and like the farmers are like, oh, we do it for the farmers. And the farmers came out and said, no.
And the farmers don't really give a shit,
Yeah, we get up when the sun comes up. We go to bed when the sun goes down. We don't give a damn what time it says.
Yeah, it's just a pain in the ass, man.
Yeah.
I'd be like, when I have to have 2 panels for my schedule.
Yep.
I have to remember to change my panels when doing the flip.
Yep.
Because I can't even do UTC consistently across because it's different.
Because they're screwing it up.
Here. That means so.
Yeah, and that's just frustrating. Like I said, there was we had quite a few branches in St. Louis. And so like East St. Louis was one of the places that did not do daylight savings time. So our branches in St. Louis would do daylight savings time, but the branches like 10 miles away in East St. Louis didn't. So the people working there, that lived in East St. Louis but worked in St. Louis would always have to, it was always kind of like they always were late for work, and it's like, what the hell's going on? Oh yeah, they don't look at daylight savings time, and I'm like, I mean, why are we still doing this crap? And they're like, yeah, well, we don't know that, but they keep voting on it and they keep rejecting it. So, what are you doing?
Well, when they're gonna realize that eventually they're gonna get voted out of office?
Yeah, well, you hope, but a lot of them been in there forever. I mean, since the dark ages. So, well, that's my wife. You want to come and say hello?
Hi, everybody. Good evening.
You gotta
Good
crouch
evening.
down
How are you?
There you go. There
Hi,
you go.
good evening.
Omega says hi.
Hi. Okay, let
You
me
wanna take her?
borrow her.
Okay.
Maybe she's gonna.
All right, you got her?
Okay. Maybe you can just say hi
Hello.
to them when they come.
Okay, I will. Yeah, she says hi. Jerry Can, Dark Slider. Yep. Yeah, we actually have some family visiting, so she wants me to stop down and say hello. So I'll stop down there in a second. But yeah, I was talking about it yesterday. It was kind of interesting because we were expecting one of the family members from the province to come visit, and they were like, yeah, we're gonna come visit. It's like, okay, great. We're bringing 10 people with us, and it's like, what? It's like, okay, that's not quite what we had in mind, but all right. So yeah, of course, I had to feed them all, so
10 people.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, Filipino families are huge.
Yes. So it's like, okay.
If I'm not mistaken, Bigglesworth is.
Yeah, Bigglesworth is
from the
Filipino.
Philippines.
Yep, Bigglesworth is Filipino. I think Swear Tea. I think he's Filipino as well.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, there's quite a few of them around. My wife says, any place that has air to breathe, there'll be Filipinos. So we were big cruisers here later in life, and so all the cruise ships, they employ a lot of Filipinos. And so yeah, so it was always nice on the cruise ships. We'd see a lot of our countrymen. So But yeah, while
Breaking
Omega's
rocks.
Yep. While Omega's here, I'm gonna go ahead and run down and say hi to the family, and so I will be right back. So.
All right, man. Go ahead.
I'll let
I'll wait for you to
entertain
come back before I head up.
All right.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
I'll wait until you come back before I head out.
All right. Thanks.
Now I have control of both streams. Now let me stop. I'm just joking. All right. Well, okay. Got my revenge from. Oh, you did. Oh shit. You got him. So okay. They must have all logged off. I guess, huh? That's crazy. I know they come back and like, damn, where all the goo at?
All right.
What goo? What Imperial? What type of goo did you get? R2, R3, what?
All right, I'm back. The turns out, as usual, lost in translation. The family's not here yet.
Oh Lord. Oh, got you. High set goo. All right, cool. Nobody's there yet.
No, that's what I said. I came down and she's like, because she asked me to come down and say hello, and I'm like, okay. She's like, oh no, they're not here yet. I'm like, and why would you ask me to come down and say hello? All good.
She was prepping you to say, hey.
Yeah.
What she meant to say was, when they get here, I need you to come down.
I need you to make an appearance, right? Yeah.
But that lost in translation.
Yeah,
man. My wife does the same thing.
Yeah. If I had a nickel.
Yeah, we be some rich folks.
Oh
right?
yeah. That's the other one. She always, and this is a typical man thing. She always tells me her problem. I got a problem, okay. And then I try to solve it for her, and she's like, I don't want you to solve it, just listen to me. And I'm like, why would I listen to you unless I'm going to do something about it? I mean,
right, yeah.
People don't tell me their problem so that I can say, no, that's a good problem. Way to go, good luck.
Yeah. My wife calls it mansplaining.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah,
you know what? And she
yeah,
knows that irritates the fuck out of me.
Yeah, that's mine.
Look, you asked me, and so I'm telling you.
Right. Yeah, mine always gets me in the car. So luckily I haven't been driving here yet, but she always got me in the car. She says, not everyone's as smart as you, sweetheart. Like, get out.
Yeah, see, I haven't really had that issue yet. I actually thought about maybe just slowing the car down long enough to tuck and roll out myself and just let the car keep going.
There you go. Yeah, because I'm like,
but my child's in the back seat too, so I'm sitting like, well. But I love my wife.
I do too.
We gonna have our disagreements.
Oh yeah. You can't have two human beings in the same room without having them have a disagreement. So. Right. But I like it. I kind of like it from a man's perspective. So I was telling somebody the other day on the stream. I went and did dog sledding with a buddy of mine. Like, I don't know, 25 years ago. It was before my wife, so it was my first wife. And I mean, we drove all the way up to Thunder Bay, Ontario. Like 10 hours in the car. We spent 5 days dog sledding, and then drove the 10 hours back. And I mean, I got out of the car after the week and 2 days. I didn't even say goodbye. I got out of the car. I was so pissed at this guy. I was like, he didn't bring a sleeping bag capable of the cold weather. So the nights were miserable because we had to keep trying to heat the tent up and then cool it off. Where I had a sleeping bag capable of handling the weather. And so anyway, it was just we didn't sleep much. It was irritating. I mean, it was a great time. But we got out of the car, and I didn't even say goodbye to him. And my wife was like, you're not even going to say goodbye to him? I said, I don't care if he gets on an accident on the way home, for all I care, And But a
I
week
heard that
later,
story the other day.
yeah,
I
yeah,
remember you saying
week
that
later, we're
story.
like best friends again, and she's like, "That don't make
Yeah.
no sense to me."
How
And
do
I'm
you
like,
how do you do it? Yeah,
right.
you know.
I'm like, "Yeah, we got over it. It ain't no big deal, you know." I mean,
Women are
anytime.
petty.
Oh
They are
God.
petty with theirs.
Oh God. Oh my
Like
God.
I'm gonna tell you right now. Let me tell you something. My wife has a. She has been angry at one of her cousins for like 6 years now,
Yeah.
and I was
Yeah.
like, You guys ever going? Nope,
Yeah.
nope. Because
Yeah. When it
you
comes to
know,
family,
it's
my
she's
goodness. Oh, I'm like, she's gonna do that. She's got a sister that drives her crazy, and I said, she's gonna do it. Why do you let it upset you? And she's like, because I can't believe she's doing it. I'm like, she's been doing it for 60 years.
yeah, exactly. You know,
I mean, I'd be more shocked if she stopped. But yeah, it's like,
yeah.
but once again,
I
she's like,
have
I don't need you to solve it for me. Keep your mouth shut. Like, yeah, I'm not
right.
gonna keep my mouth shut. I'm not capable of
Yeah,
that.
I have one blood sister, and her and and we're 2 years apart, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm the oldest,
Mm-hmm.
and we have always been at odds with each other, even as children. And I swear, my sister and I got into a heated. We were adults at this point,
Mm-hmm.
and I was trying to walk away, and my sister was like, "Nah, you ain't walking away from me, motherfucker."
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, you got
Can
company.
I
Yep.
can I borrow my husband?
Yes, I'm gonna go say hi to him. So I'll be right back.
All right,
Okay,
go
thank
for it,
you.
man. Go for it. Go for it. I'll be here.
All right. Thanks, bud.
All right.
The asteroid is depleted.
All right, folks. Bond is going down to say hello to some friends or family that have come in. Meanwhile, we are sitting here breaking rocks. Am I still breaking rocks? No, I am not. We're just chugging these rocks along, aren't we? Let's see. Yeah, let's see if I can get. No, that's too far away. I don't feel like moving. All right. All right. Who's this popped in? Home system. Omicron Perseid. That's funny. Okay. Guess he's passing through. Inyo.
The asteroid is depleted.
Who's in the Inyo? I'm gonna assume it's that guy that just came in system. Anybody on a combat ship or frigate other than, let's see. I don't see anybody. Yeah, I'm gonna assume this guy is in an Inyo.
All right. I think there's more than 10. No.
I hope you are enough. Well, I've always been told that Filipino families
Yeah.
cook more than what
yeah.
more than what they planned for. So
Oh yeah.
it's
Yeah. They
always gonna be
usually.
extra food
Yeah.
around.
If they say there's going to be 10, then they cook for 50. And then when the other 45 show up, they're like, nope, we got it covered. No problem. So.
Yeah. So I've never been somewhere that was hosted by Filipinos for food where there was something left over.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. And even if there is, they send it home with everybody, so that way you always have something to take home with you. So at least kind of makes it so you don't have to worry about cooking when you get home since you're exhausted. So.
Right. Yeah, it looks like somebody came in an Inyo.
So you have enough for beach volleyball? Yeah, there's definitely enough for beach volleyball. They've got a whole group down there. Abigail's barking. Abigail thinks she's like, hey, how come I'm not down there? Because you don't know how to behave. She's always growling at people and like, come on, you gotta be antisocial.
Wow, really?
Yeah, she doesn't will never do nothing. She's just antisocial. Like, hey, these people are in my house.
She seems
Oh
like
yeah,
a sweet,
she looks
sweet
like
animal.
a sweet one. Yeah, she looks like a sweet one. She'd fool you. So. Or a really
that's what I'm
long
doing,
Mario Kart tournament. Yeah.
ImperialNutCase. That's what I'm doing. I noticed the guy that came in and he didn't leave, and I see his Inyo on the D scan. I'm just keeping
Captain
an eye out
Carl.
for
I
him.
think Captain Carl's probably one of our guys.
It is. Oh, okay.
I think
Okay.
so. I think so. We have a guy that names all his stuff, and so, but I don't know. I've never seen that one, so maybe not.
His let's see. Give me a second. Let me pull his profile up because he's in a corp.
Yeah.
Rock Claws.
Yeah. I don't think that's one of our guys. I'm sure they'll be
He's
fine.
it's a high-sec mining corp.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. So they're probably just looking for a place to mine, to be honest. So, and there's plenty of belts here, so they ain't gonna bother us.
Yeah, he's scouting looks like he might be scouting in a interceptor. So
we got another one that just.
No worries. I just happened to see him. Oh, okay. Yeah, somebody else just popped in.
Yeah. He's in a different corp. Yeah, totally different corp. So they're probably just cutting through. Yep, they're gone. They're already gone. So they were probably just cutting through.
Yeah, with this other guy, he must be scouting for a belt.
Yeah, that's the thing. They have to be really dedicated if they want to mess with us here, because Concord will show up pretty quick. This is a 06, so.
Yeah. Oh, no, I was curious. I knew he probably wouldn't be. We sick our drone, our combat drones on him. He'd probably have a problem.
At least hold them off long enough for Concord to get here. So
yeah, and then
that's a heck of a hit to take. Yep, that's a heck of a hit to take.
Oh yeah. Oh, trust me, I have been. Let's just say, I friendly fire incidents.
Oh yeah.
They had a running joke. Morty and them had a running joke. That they used to call me Mr. Concord because I was always friendly firing and getting concorded and doing a mission or something.
Oh, that's awesome.
That shit was funny at one point, but I even made a damn emote for it.
Oh, there you go.
You know what? Fuck it.
There you go.
Because I always forget to turn the fucking safety back on. and I would have my safety off, like on yellow or red, and I would go into a fleet with somebody, and then I lost $1.5 billion.
Oh, that sucks.
Alligator.
Oh, that sucks.
Behind that shit. Yeah, that shit wasn't funny.
Yeah, Imperial saying he saw somebody try and take on these miners. Yeah, they're all diamonds, so yeah, you can't really even take them on, which is ridiculous. We got rats coming in. I got them.
Yeah, mine are set on autopilot, so they'll go after them too.
Gotta let them get a little closer.
Mine will trigger eventually.
Yeah, they decided to start way far out. There they come.
All right, yeah, mine are going after them now. There's 3 of them.
Yeah, I bet it was. They said it was funny watching you go pop.
Yeah, it was not pleasant. Let's just
After
put
the
it that
fact. You
way.
can always laugh at it after the fact. Not while it was going
Yeah.
on, but...
Because at first I was like, what the fuck? Oh, the first time I did it, we were doing a home front.
Oh, okay.
And the home front, um, so one of them was a logi. And I don't
Okay.
know, maybe I cycled my weapons to the next target, not thinking.
Right.
And I had my safety off, and that's when all of a sudden I just saw this fucking bright ass fucking light, and then I'm sitting there in my fucking pod and shit, and I'm looking around. I see all these damn
that
Concorde
sucks.
ships. And I'm like, and they're just clowning the fuck out of me.
Oh,
I'm like,
yeah.
oh my god.
Oh, yeah.
And then the second time I did it was I was in a fleet. We were doing a level 4 with Welsh Del Boy, and same thing. Somebody, here's what happened. I had the safety off, and I targeted a fleet member and didn't realize it.
Okay.
And he was in a Stormbringer.
Oh.
So at that point, he was still firing at the rats, and the beam was going through the rats and hitting me. And so I'm sitting there like, oh my god. I'm like, why am I getting hit? And I'm trying to get away, and next thing you know, then Concorde just comes in and just
came in and
finishes
said,
me
yep,
off.
Yep. Not messing around. Yeah, Imperial said he's
Damn.
talking about the guy who actually hit the NPC. So yeah, that would have been funny too.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
that's
if you hit the miner,
Yep.
yeah.
And I did that. I did that with my Astero. I first time I flew my Astero, I felt like I was invincible, and I went after those auto Cynthian Lancers and thought, man, I could take these out. And I think I lost 3 ships to them before one of my viewers said, "You know they're invincible, right?" And I'm like, "No, they don't have the diamond." He said, "Yeah, they're still invincible." Like, well, screw that.
And I'm gonna be honest with you. I lost a hauler through them,
Yeah.
and I don't know how I triggered them because I didn't have any weapons on the hauler.
Yeah.
They just can't, like, all of a sudden I guess I got too close to the what's that little thing that's up there at every planet for PI?
Oh, the customs office. Yeah.
Yeah, customs office. Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess I got too close to the customs office because that's where I was going to pick up some PI, and they just fucking attacked. And I'm
Oh,
like, what the
man.
fuck?
Yeah, see, that's
And
crazy.
I'm trying to turn to get away, and then before you know it, I mean, fucking hauler was gone. It was toast.
Yep. I know you hear voices downstairs, and you want to go downstairs, but you can't go downstairs because
What if I have a corpse, they will actually attack? Wow,
Yeah.
I did not know.
I didn't know
I don't
that.
even know what was in. I didn't know what was in the I don't know what was in the cargo hold. I can't remember what was in there. It's quite possible I had a corpse in there.
Yeah. If you were hauling from one of your other places, it makes sense. I got corpses laying all over the place. Yes, I see you.
Yeah, it's quite possible I had a corpse in there and just didn't realize it.
Yeah, see, I didn't know that either.
I mean, I would have to try to go back and find that kill mail and see what was in the cargo, what was dropped. But you know what? Why don't I do that since I'm thinking about it? Because it's the only hauler I've actually lost that I can.
Yeah, that's not one. That's not one you usually lose unless you're intending to lose it. Well, I guess gate camps you can always lose them, but like I said, nowadays it's pretty easy to avoid the gate camps.
Yeah.
With all the tools we got, I mean, every once in a while one will come up while you're going through, but what are you doing? You see? You say hi to everybody. You say hi to everybody.
Oh, there's another page. I was going to say, this is more kills. Yeah, here it is. I I did not have anything in
Read it
the
in a
cargo
post
bay
note for
other
me.
than I had some. Oh, I take that back. My dumbass did have some weapons on this thing.
Okay.
Oh, okay. I remember this. This was a timer that I had set up for defense. So it had a blaster and a missile launcher on it.
Okay.
So maybe that's what it was.
Yeah,
You
like I
probably saw the
said,
weapons on it.
I saw them and I thought, man, I'm finally going to clean these guys out. I can't believe nobody's taking these guys out. I lost 3 ships to them before one of my viewers said, you know they're invincible, right? And I said, if I knew they were invincible, why would I be attacking them? And then somebody said, well, technically they're not invincible, but they've got so many resists that it makes it very hard to kill them. And I'm like, I said, they
Almost
don't,
like a cockroach or Polaris
Yep.
from CCP.
Yep.
You know?
Well, that's what I said. I said, they don't have the diamonds on them. And they're like, yeah, they're a little different because they don't put the diamonds on them because technically you can kill them. That's like Blue Gray saying he's actually seen a couple guides where they can farm them, and they're pretty profitable if you farm them, but it takes a pretty good group to do enough DPS
Yeah,
to
you're
bring
gonna
them
have
down.
to have a decent. Yeah, you gotta have a decent fleet with DPS
Yeah.
in it. You're right.
Yeah. And then Dark Slider's like, why were you attacking anything in an exploration frigate? Yeah, well, you know, I thought the Astero, that's what I was all excited about. Once I got my Astero, I'm like, now I can defend myself. This thing's got some teeth. Yeah, no, it didn't. No, it didn't.
No, it's paper thin, just like everything else. I mean,
Yep.
just like
Like all the frigates.
any
Yep.
other frigate.
Yep. Like all the frigates.
The asteroid is depleted.
But yeah. Hindsight's always 2020.
All right, one more rock, and then I'm gonna go ahead so I can get this sensor changed out.
Oh, like I said, I appreciate it.
One more rock. Yeah, well, now that I know it's 9:30, then I can
sorry about
adjust
that.
everything.
Sorry
Yeah,
about that.
So week after next, more than likely, I'll be on here for at least a couple hours.
That works. That works. We appreciate it. Always enjoy having you along. They should make capital or battleship tractors and pull in enemy ships. There you go. Hold them steady so you can shoot them. At least slow them down.
Yeah, well, my thing is trying to. I would want to, like, I always wondered if you could do why you couldn't use a tractor beam as a
Right.
offensive weapon. It's just it doesn't make sense because, well, then again, I can't compare Star Trek or Star Wars.
Right.
Either, but
They've ruined us. They've all ruined us. Right.
it would make for interesting gameplay if they did, but or like you take a tractor beam and you say you want to pull some debris towards another ship, but
or fling it at them.
Even when you ram another ship, you're not really damaging the ship, which doesn't make sense to me.
Right.
Even this fucking transphasing between going through planets and shit, and floating through rocks and stuff like that, I still can't figure that out.
Yeah, that one's kind of a strange one to me too. So,
I mean, I was fucking around one day. I was bored, and I was bookmarking on this moon. And I just threw it in high gear and put the micro warp drive on and just let it go. And then I got to a point where I was like on the curve of the moon. And I literally was like, let me try to land on the moon. And it kept going inside the moon.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, this is a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
I said, come on, you guys got to do a little bit better.
Yeah, surely it ought to be better than this. I think I did that once too. I tried to fly towards it to see how close I could get. And it, like you said, it just kept going through it. And I'm like, that ain't going to work. That's not even physically possible.
Yeah, I was expecting to bounce off of it.
Right. Or crash and ruin my ship. At least I'm like, okay. I think I was in like an Imicus or something, so I wasn't too worried about it. But I was like, yeah, let's see
Yeah.
what happens. And it's like, I can't even hit the planet.
I felt I don't even know the word I was looking for. Underjoyed,
Yes.
disappointed,
Disappointed. Yep.
saddened.
Disappointed. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because I was like, you got to be
Underwhelmed.
kidding
Right?
me. Yeah, underwhelmed. That's what I'm looking for.
Yep.
Underwhelmed. I was like, oh, come
Yeah,
on.
I'm like, come on. This is kind of basic physics. Surely I ought to be able to hit a planet. Even a blind guy can hit a planet, right?
The other thing is they don't rotate in time.
Right.
Either.
Right.
It's just
Right.
stuck, you know.
Right.
I'm like, who
Right.
came up with that concept,
Yeah.
you know?
Well, you know, that would use more CPU. We don't want to waste CPU on stupid stuff like that, you know. Come on.
Well, when you look at it, hell,
Right.
if they had their way, half of Iceland would be a data center.
There you go. There you go. And pretty much half of Iceland is, to be honest.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's nice and cold there. And
Yep.
Shit,
Yep.
all they gotta
It's
do
a
is
perfect
just-
place, right?
Who knows? You know, we still got, you know, 20 some years in. I'm
Yep.
quite sure that as technology progresses, things will get a little bit.
Yeah.
We'll probably see some major improvements from back before. If you still around if you're around when they first started, and then
Yep.
you should see the progression as time went on anyway.
Yep.
'Cause the graphics were crude back in the day.
Yeah. Yeah. They were ahead of their time back then, but they've come a long way since. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm not bitching per se. I'm just
Yep.
I'm being a technical asshole because I know they shouldn't do that.
Yeah, I think what it comes down to with a lot of that stuff is they just got to make choices, and that's where I think it gets frustrating, is because they make different choices than the rest of us probably would have made, and so. But yeah.
Right.
They don't really care about aesthetically pleasing, you know.
And that's fine. I get it.
But yeah, they have come a long way, and I don't see any change. We were talking about that the other day. Everybody's worried about frontiers, and I said, yeah, I don't see it really taken away from it, because
it's not.
they kind of got a cash cow in this thing that's going on for 20 years, which is kind of a pretty major accomplishment.
If anything, it's going to be more. It's just going to be more money in the bank for them.
Yep.
Because I signed up for the founders package.
Did you?
And yeah, but I'm waiting for them because they keep wiping the server. So
Yeah.
every time I make some progress, it's wiped.
Yep.
So I'm waiting until they get to a point where I can stream it.
Yeah.
And then
there
I
you
can
go.
actually do something. Now I'm still going to keep getting in after the wipe, but I'm not going to really do much.
Yep. Yeah, that's why I haven't started with it yet, because I was like, as long as they're wiping it, that's just me doing things over and over and over and over again. What's up, Respin?
But you got a lot of people on there that are actually investing a lot of time
Yeah.
doing this wipe.
Yep. And that's
But
crazy.
they're perfecting technique, though.
Yeah.
They're perfecting technique.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
They're figuring out how to overcome the isolation.
Yeah.
And it's working because they found ways to travel and traverse and set up waypoints and outposts.
Well, that's cool. Where there's a will, there's a way. Somebody always figures it out. The better lock you make, the better the thieves get it lock picking.
Yeah, so that's why I'm keeping up on all the little documentation that they drop in about, you know, the game mechanics and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Now they still have to do some shading.
Okay.
The ships are just blank gray canvas.
Okay.
They're just constructs.
Yep.
There's no detail on them.
Yeah. And that's one of those aesthetically pleasing things you can't get rid of. You got to have that.
Right.
Especially like I'm shocked with these with these skins. I mean, for what they charge to make a skin and then to buy a skin, I can't believe anybody does it. But man, they are making them like there's no tomorrow.
Well, I have to be honest. I fell in love with a interceptor skin the other day on stream, and I kept saying, "Do I want to spend almost a half a bill for this?"
Right.
And then I just said, "Fuck it!" I went and pulled the trigger and bought it because it was just like it was so cool looking. I said, "I gotta have it."
There you go. And there are some like that. Yeah. But yeah, that's what I was like. So I had develop some for my corp, one of my corp guys, and I was like, he's like, yeah, it cost me this much to develop it, and this much to buy the supplies to make it, and then this much for you to buy it from. And I'm like, are you kidding me? They're charging you 3 times? And I'm like, typical CCP, you know. We'll give them something creative, and then we'll charge the hell out of them for it. So, but like I said, everybody seems to love it, so it's working. So, mission accomplished.
Just think if this was a socialist society where money didn't.
Exactly.
What
It is harsh on the wallet. It is harsh on the wallet.
Yeah, but what would be cost?
Yeah.
What would be
Right.
what would be the alternative? You know,
Yeah.
Your kids going into servitude or something for the government?
Yeah, probably. Everybody, what's? I guess there's a couple countries where you have forced servitude in the military, and then that grants you, you know, what was that? Starship Troopers, you know, military service grants citizenship. So yeah. What's up, JKT? Good to see you.
Well, the one that comes to mind is Israel, China.
Yep.
It's another country that does the same thing too. That everybody's that's capable of serving will.
Yep, has to serve.
It's mandatory.
Yep, has to serve. Yep.
All right, there's my rock.
All right, bud. Well, thanks again. I appreciate it. It's always a pleasure.
Same here, and I'll have to. Not next week, but week after.
No worries.
I will be prepared to be here a little longer.
No worries. Whatever we can get, we like it. So, but yeah, have a safe trip. And we'll,
thank you.
And we'll see you when you get back.
All right. Good night, Blue Gray. Appreciate it, man. Yeah, I will be gone. I'm flying out Monday. I have to drive to Raleigh, because I couldn't find a decent flight out of.
Oh, that sucks.
So, I have to drive to Raleigh, which is only an hour away. It's not that bad.
Yeah, but still, that means you got to fly back there. So when you come back, you're gonna have an hour drive before you get home. So.
I have things that keep my attention.
Well, there you go. There you go.
I used to live over there, so I always like to have a chance to just go hang out somewhere.
So that's cool.
Grab something to eat or something like that.
So that's cool.
So
I know.
I'm going to.
I know. Every time I take a trip, I want to get home as quickly as possible, and so.
Oh yeah. No, that's always that's always the case. But usually when it gives me an opportunity to kind of like, maybe drive into Raleigh for a few minutes, or like this time I'm going to Chapel Hill for about an hour.
That's cool.
I need to stop by a little. We got a small office there, but that'll give me a chance to kind of go grab something nice to eat and catch up with a few friends of mine over there.
Cool. Well, like I said, have a safe trip.
All right, you take it easy. I'm going to raid into you.
All right, I appreciate it. Thanks.
So, that way. Let's see. All right, Dark Slider, take it easy, brother. Where is my... Hold on. There we go. I don't have a bookmark on that. So let me just... Oh, shit. Stop. I'm being a bad drone daddy.
Don't leave your drones. Yeah, don't leave your drones.
I don't need them calling DPS on me.
If I had a nickel for that one.
Yeah, trust me. I mean, I had to go back and find my drones, and
Yeah.
they're not happy when you find them.
Oh no.
When
Then
they
you got to
find
pick them
so-
up manually. That always takes a hell of a lot longer. So
Oh
yeah.
yeah, it is. Especially if it's something slow.
Oh yeah. No worries, Jerry Can.
Where is my OBS? Shit, where did it go? Oh, there it is.
I hate when I lose my
I got
OBS.
Yeah, I got stuff all over the place.
Yeah,
Man.
you and me both.
It's crazy.
Man. That's the streamer's life.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, I'll be like, oh shit.
Like
what
27 windows open. It's like, damn it, I can't find nothing.
happened? All right.
FBI, open up!
Great.
Thanks again, buddy. I appreciate it.
All right, thanks. You guys take it easy. I'll see you everybody tomorrow. For Timed Out Tuesday, and we'll go from there. We're going to be looking at some of the stuff for the upcoming expansion.
Excellent. Excellent. Sounds like a plan.
All right, buddy.
Thanks again. Appreciate
You
it.
take it easy.
You too.
Thank you. All right.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
All right. Welcome, Raiders. Appreciate you guys being here. Anybody that wants to join us for mining is welcome to join us. We are in Eufene. Don't have a big group today, but it's all right. We'll probably have a couple others show up here through the day. So. Appreciate Omega for joining us, and appreciate Omega for the raid. Always good to collaborate with him. So what else? Kind of surprised we didn't see Jackson or Kickin. I haven't seen Kickin in a couple days, so hope Kickin's doing okay. I don't know if anybody's seen him on any other channels. He gets around, so he's probably around someplace. Have to see if he's active on Discord. No, shows he's away. But yeah, welcome everybody. Living the dream here in the Philippines. It is just before 11 a.m. here. And let me check what the weather is. It's always hot. I'm not sure how hot. Where is it at? Oh, that's weird. There it is. There it is. So yeah, 90 degrees here at the moment, which is actually low. It's normally higher than that at this time. So, and they're actually calling for some rain showers here this afternoon. So we'll see. It's actually been raining a little bit the last couple days. So, which I'm enjoying because that cools things off. So that's always good. So. But yeah, if anybody wants to practically ball me, yeah. The weird part is right before the rain, it gets really, really humid. And it's really unbearable. It is. Without the air conditioner, oh. And so, what was it the other day? I think I took a shower at like 8 o'clock in the morning. And I was profusely sweating before I'd even got dried off from the shower because it was so humid. And so it was like, yeah, those are the bad days. That's where I'm very thankful for my air conditioning. And now my new electric meter. So for those of you there, so I do not have a dehydrator, so the air conditioner is working that way for me. So, but yeah, it's pretty. It's kind of like that. Like I say, it's not like that every day, but the days where it's going to rain. So we had a huge thunderstorm the other night, Sunday night into Monday morning, and that one really was intense. I mean, it sounded like a machine gun hitting they're all steel roofs here, and so yeah, it really sounded like a machine gun hitting the roof. And but it was the middle of the night. My wife slept right through it. So I'm in Florida, and someday the dehydrator does more work than the AC. Yeah, dehydrator porcelain moisture retains the heat. It helps AC units work more efficiently. Yeah. So ours, the air conditioner. So one of the other problems we have is we're having an electrical problem because the air conditioner is pulling so much moisture out of the air. It's throwing it onto the roof of the porch, and it's not. I guess it's not sloped enough. So it's not going down the drain spout quick enough, and so some of it's leaking into the roof of the porch, which of course has a light in it, which has shorted out because of the water getting into the structure. And so they're supposed to be working on that one of these days. So does either of your phones have a good weather app so you can see radar of storms? That's a good question. I'm pretty sure my new phone, which is the top of the line Galaxy 5, I think. Galaxy 25, sorry. It should, but I probably just didn't download it yet. So yeah, so that's kind of interesting. So, but yeah, I'll need to download that to see. So, but yeah. It's weird here because I look outside and I see the clouds, but 9 times out of 10, even when there's dark clouds in the air and I can see them, like, or the lightning, we've had lightning several days, but no rain, and it keeps calling for rain, but it gives us like a 40% chance, and so yeah, it wasn't until the other night that we actually got it, and I remember from some of the other times I visited. That it was different. In America, we usually don't hear the rain. I mean, unless it's really coming down, with the huge winds. Here, you always hear the rain. And so I don't know if it's the metal roofs or what it is. But yeah. And so, yeah, it was kind of interesting because the other night it was really loud. I couldn't believe my wife was sleeping through it. But then again, she pretty much sleeps through everything. So God bless her. So, but yeah, it was really interesting. So I remember that from previous trips of that being a pretty common thing. So, oh yeah, metal roof, you hear a sprinkle, yeah, and that's it here. So, but it's weird, the roof outside. So I can see the roof of our porch right outside my office window here. And it's really not sloped the way I would expect it to be sloped. And it's also not level, like a level sloped. So the metal doesn't mesh correctly. And so it's no wonder the water's leaking into the ceiling of the porch. And so I was like, yeah, that probably something's going to need to be fixed. And they're like, yeah, they'll get to it. So we discovered the bathroom electrical problem, the leak in the upstairs bathroom into the downstairs bathroom. We discovered that probably 2 weeks ago, and it still hasn't been fixed. So they were supposed to come yesterday. And so when I got done streaming, I went down and was like, okay, why are the guys not working on the bathroom? They're like, oh, they're sick. So they're not going to come till Thursday now. And I'm like, okay. And that's kind of the way it works here. I guess there's a saying in America where in battle, the plans are only as good as until the first shot. Here in the Philippines, the plans are only as good until somebody stops talking about the plans. Because, 10 seconds later, Perfect example, my electric meter, they were coming on Monday. They showed up on Sunday, which worked out great for me because I didn't have to miss my stream. But, now the guy's fixing the tile and the leak. They're supposed to be here. They were supposed to be here Saturday, then Sunday, then Monday, now Thursday. So yeah, so it's just that's kind of the way it works around here. So you can't get excited about things because it'll all get done eventually. So, and I'm retired, so I got all the time in the world. So no big deal. So, but yeah, as long as it doesn't, that's what I kind of told my wife. As long as it doesn't affect my streaming, doesn't make much difference to me. So yeah, when they were talking about changing the meter on Monday, I'm like, okay, that's gonna affect my streaming. Makes it really hard to stream with no electricity. So, but yeah, they ended up doing that on Sunday, which I was shocked by, that they were working on Sunday. But thank God that they did, because it saved me a lot of trouble on Monday. So yeah, and so yeah, now we've got a nice thing. They did come back and tell us that what they're going to do is they're actually going to average our last 3 bills. When our June bill comes in, then they're going to average June, April, and March. And that's what they're going to charge us for, when our May bill comes in, they're going to charge us May, March, and February. They're going to average the 3 of them. So February was like 20 pesos. March was, I think, 40 pesos, which is both less than $1. 20 pesos is like 50 cents. 40 pesos is just short of $1. And then May should be the big one. So we're figuring probably about 10 grand, which is about $200. And so yeah, so they'll average the 3 of them, and then charge us for April, whatever that average is. So originally, actually, yeah, so March was actually 400 pesos, which was just short of $10. So, and so yeah, so 40 pesos, then 400 pesos, and then so $1, $10, and then probably $200. So yeah, I'm not sure where that'll end up, but they said originally they were just going to charge us what we had in March, which would have been the $10, and I guess they realized they were going to lose a bunch of money on that. So then when they came back with the average, which still is going to lose them money, but not as much as what they were losing the other way. So I guess it works out. But yeah, it's a weird situation here. We talked yesterday about how you can't pay your bills except on the day they're due, or it might not get credited. And so yeah, that one still floored me. So we paid our internet bill day early, and the day after it was due on Saturday. We paid it on Friday, and they shut off my internet on Sunday. And so I was like, what the heck? And it was acting differently than when it actually went out a week or so ago. So I kind of reached out to him and said, hey, or actually my brother-in-law reached out to him and said, hey, what's going on? And they were like, oh yeah, you paid early. So now we fixed it and your internet's back on, but you can't pay early. You got to pay the day it's due, where it might not get credited. And I'm just like, what? I mean, because honestly, I'd like to pay the whole year in advance just to get it over with, so I don't have to deal with this crap every month. But yeah, that obviously doesn't work here. So yeah, so it's been interesting. So, but what are you gonna do? I think Infinity wants a fleet. I just got him. He's in there now. So thanks, Jerry Can. But yeah, so it's kind of funny because it's like I've never had that problem before where I paid too early. Like that one just floored the heck out of me. Like, how can you pay too early? I mean, but yeah, here they don't want. And it was funny because my sister-in-law from the other side, she was like, "Oh yeah, you can't pay early." And I'm like, what do you mean you can't pay early? And she's like, yeah, that never works. And I'm just like, how does that never work? I mean, it should be pretty simple to just say, hey, this is paid. But I guess they don't really have an accounting system. You know, it's so yeah. I don't know how it works here, to be perfectly honest. But yeah. So that was a learning curve. So something to keep in mind. Yeah, when our meter burned out, we have no idea when the meter burned out. It could have burned out the second day we were here, and we've been getting free electric for the whole time. So yeah, so at least this way now they're going to average it. So not completely free, but it's still going to be way less than we use. So, but we're looking forward to getting the electric bill so we can see, you know, how much are we using. The electric is the most expensive utility here, and it's still way below what America's electric cost. So I'm not too worried about it, but we are running two air conditioners, two heavy-duty air conditioners, 24/7. And so that one's been kind of interesting. So let me get my Mac and sneak through low second up here. No problem.
The asteroid is depleted.
But yeah, so it's kind of interesting because it's like, want to really see how much we're going to use, because I'm pretty sure it's going to be less than I'm expecting. It's probably going to be less than 200. Probably not going to be as bad as I thought, but we won't really know until we actually get the first bill. So we'll see when that finally comes in. So yeah, it'll be the end of May now, but yeah, just strange things, you know, strange things. Can't pay your bill early because it won't get credited. And sure enough, we paid 1 day early and they shut my internet off. And I'm like, because that's the first thing I said. Did we pay? Because it's acting like we didn't pay. And she's like, no, I paid. So yeah, so then they ran over there and they said, oh yeah, you paid too early. So it didn't get credited. And I'm like, what? So yeah, got to pay it the day it's due to make sure it gets credited. And I'm like, oh my goodness gracious. So yeah. But yeah, that's always funny. You just never know. Just never know. So yeah. But yeah, that's part of the learning curve. So learning a new culture. So. But yeah. So yeah, so having the due date of when bills are due is very important here. So yeah, so my internet's due on the 3rd. So I got to remember that, because I can't pay it early. Heaven forbid. You're going to love these clips of the Leafs and the Panthers. Cool. Thanks, buddy. Yeah, I'm definitely enjoying the highlights. That is the best way to watch. I love watching hockey. My wife, not so much. She hates it. Now we do have 2 TVs, but in most cases, if I want to watch the hockey, I'm going to be in the one that's not in the air conditioning, and so yeah, that's not the best method for me. But yeah, it's been great watching just a 10-minute one. Even she can put up with 10 minutes. So yeah. But yeah, it's definitely been a very, very entertaining postseason for NHL. So yeah, we'll have to post something, Dark Slider, maybe in Discord. Maybe we'll add a channel for the Fantasy Hockey League and see if anybody's interested. So I'll see if I can get Blossom to add one. I think I can add it, but I don't think anybody will be able to see it until Blossom does her stuff. I asked her the other day, hey, you got to show me what you do here so that I can do it when you're not around. She's like, it's all right. Just let me know. I'll take care of it. So she's kind of keeping it all close to the vest. So yeah, but she's doing a great job, so I don't care. But yeah, she hasn't been on Eve for quite a while, but she has been in Discord. So I haven't seen Hagen House since the other day. So yeah, I'm pretty sure you did. She said she verified several people that didn't. So, but yeah, if not, go ahead and rejoin, and I can ping her, and we'll get her to do it. So But yeah, Hog and How, I think his problem is he joined a long time ago under a different name, and then he changed his name. And so I don't know if that's why his was messed up. But she said she found the 3 or 4 people that were in there that were not verified, and so she said she got those fixed. So I was hoping you guys were among those, but I haven't seen Hog and How since before that. So yeah, we'll have to check it out. So all right, boom, 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 boom. So yeah, I see in there. So can you see the other channels? Yeah, if not, we'll get her to verify you. Let me see if she's on. She's like almost always around, but yep, she is not around at the moment. So, but yeah, I'll ping her when she comes back. 15 jumps or 50. Yeah, I'll sneak through low sec. Yeah, depending on the speed of your ship, 50 might not be too bad, but yeah. My prorator or my Helios, I can make 50 jumps in probably half an hour, so. No worries, Dark Slider. But yeah, we'll get something added out there so we can see if we got any interest, because that's something I've always been interested in, but like I said, it never quite worked out. And of course, I always think about it in the postseason, which is, you know, the way it goes. So spies, yeah, you got to watch out for the spies. Though I'm not sure what they would be spying on with me, so that's got to be a pretty sad state of affairs if somebody's spying on me. So, but then again, you never know. Never know. Alright. Rats are cleared. Rats are cleared. Let's clean up the wrecks. Kragan's sitting out here all by his lonesome. Alright. Bum, 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 bum. I gotta catch these before Cherry Can sucks him into his MTU. It's weird. Once I target them, they seem like they're okay. So yeah, fantasy sports usually start up around September, so plenty of time to figure that out for next season. Yeah. Yeah, it's weird because every time I think about it, it's always like, you know, off season, and I'm like. And then everybody's like, oh, yeah, it's going to be another 6 months. And then I'm like, yeah, by then I'm like, yeah, maybe I don't want to deal with it. But yeah, that's one I've always been interested in. But yeah, the hockey, they're playing all week. So that's a whole different dynamic. So. Whole different dynamic. We got those cleaned up. Everything compressed over here. Got my drones in. All right, we're in good shape. We're in good shape. So yeah, I've been in a fantasy football league now for about 30 years with my college buddies. And that one's been pretty good. So, yeah, the one time I did it long ago, you set your roster week by week. Yeah, and that's the way mine was as well. But it was weird because you really had to pay attention to how they were playing because, of course, somebody that's got 3 games in the week is going to have better scoring opportunities than somebody who's only got 1 game that week. And so, and of course, the injuries, hockey is a pretty brutal sport, so there's always injuries, kind of like football. But yeah, that was a nicer thing with the football is since all the games are on the same day, usually, you know, or same couple days. hockey's pretty much all week, all the time. Plus, I wanted to watch the games so that I could really see who's doing well and that, and kind of make some good choices based on that, rather than just looking at the stats. But because yeah, it's kind of one of those where you can kind of get some sleepers by seeing how they play, rather than just checking out the stats after the fact. So if somebody has a good week, you want to be on the receiving end of that. But yeah, that's the way mine was as well, setting it every week. So, but yeah, I wasn't doing enough research to figure out which one was there. Yeah, so because I was losing a lot of points because people were playing 3 times in a week. They were getting a lot more points than somebody who only played 1 time that week. And so yeah, but yeah, it was kind of funny because it was a learning experience. And like I said, and nobody in the league would help me because I kept asking questions on, hey, how come I got scored this way? How come I got scored this way? And they didn't want to help me because of course they were going against me. And I was like, okay, well, this is kind of defeating the purpose because I can't figure it out. So like they're having a good time downstairs. They're really laughing their heads off. Hopefully not at my expense, but I'm okay even if it is. No. I'm okay even if it is. I laugh at myself quite often. So. But yeah, so that'll be something interesting we'll put out there to see if anybody's interested, because plus that always helps to keep you more involved with the hockey when you're doing something like that. As I pay a lot more attention to football now because of being in the fantasy football league. So that really helped. I didn't really pay attention to it that much prior to that. So. But that's one the wife and I are discussing now. So we have something called YouTube TV, which is a streaming service, but it is fairly expensive. It's gone up, and when I started it, it was like $30 a month, and we've had it probably for 10 or 11 years, and now it's up to like $90 a month, and so yeah, so from that perspective, it's kind of crazy. But yeah, you're right. With mobile apps, it's a lot easier to keep up with it. So that's a good point. So yeah, maybe I'll do something along those lines, so then I don't have to really deal with it from the same perspective. So, but yeah, I was thinking about keeping the YouTube TV. It's got an unlimited DVR, so we can tape all the shows we like to watch. Which she's got a lot of crime dramas she loves, and so yeah, so that would be kind of nice. But yeah, $90 a month, that's a little steep. And so especially on Filipino time, but our Filipino salary, because that's $90. That's like so that's 5,000 pesos, which is more than most people make here a month. And so yeah, so that's the interesting part. So yeah, if we spent more than what most people make in a month on our television service, they would probably, start the rumors. Oh, they're rich, which yeah, by Filipino standards, we are definitely rich. But yeah, we're trying to live a more stable life and be able to survive. So, but yeah. But then again, like I said, I think our budget, we budgeted like $2,000 a month. And we're way below that. Way below that. What the hell's up here? What are you doing, babies? Yeah, we're way below that. So I'm thinking I could probably afford the $100 a month. So yeah, so we'll have to see how that goes. So. The wife, of course, is against it, at least until we run out of things to watch on Amazon Prime and YouTube, which we pretty much run out of. And so I figure that's when she'll probably decide, hey, yeah, you're right, we need to get this. So there are some cheaper ones, and that's one of the things I was going to look at, was to see. So yeah, so... But yeah, like you said, with mobile apps, it is a lot easier to keep track of stuff now. So that's kind of nice. nice. I guess it just comes down to what services have the most things you're interested in. Yeah, and that's where this YouTube TV, it gives us like 150 channels. And it covers everything that we want. So I could do Paramount, which is, like, I don't know, $14 a month. And that'll give me like 5 of the shows we want. And then I can do something else, which is, another $8 or $10 a month. And that'll give me a couple more. And yeah, and it's just kind of like, if I do nickel and dime ones, I might be able to save a couple bucks. But of course, none of those have the DVR. So the DVR is nice where I can record them, especially since they're going to be playing at a different time zone than what we're watching, and so it's kind of nice because I also can't stand commercials, and so. But shows through YouTube reactions, seeing people watch things for the first time is funny. Oh, that's cool. I haven't heard of that one. But yeah, it's been interesting because, like I said, the YouTube TV, which is owned by Google now, I think that's why the price went up so much. But yeah, so yeah, when it comes down to it, I think if I piecemeal it out, it's actually a little bit cheaper. But I don't have the DVR to record them so that I can get rid of the commercials and watch it later, or watch it when I want to watch it. And so, though some of them are true streaming, like the Paramount. The Paramount is one of the worst that I've dealt with. It had a lot of throughput issues, and now I just could never figure it out. I had to restart my Fire Stick multiple times to get it to work and that kind of stuff, and so that was frustrating. Where the YouTube TV, I never have a problem with, never, and so that's kind of worth it to me as well. Just keep out of the frustration, but the wife is really trying to watch the budget, and so. But as I told her, I don't spend anything, so from that perspective, I may have to pull my card on the TV, because it would be nice to be able to get the hockey games and the football games and things of that nature. Sometimes I just like surfing through the 150 channels so I can see what's on, but because there's always something to watch when you got that many channels. So yeah, even at 3 o'clock in the morning. What are you doing? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So yeah, but yeah, that's the other thing. At 3 p.m. in the afternoon here, it's 3 o'clock in the morning in Kansas City, which is what it's kind of going off of. So that's the other thing. I need to kind of see if I can somehow get the time zone changed, but I don't think it would matter because the shows are released at a certain time zone via America's time zone, so that probably wouldn't make any difference, But yeah, any of you that have dealt with that, feel free to throw it in the chat or send me a private message, and I will definitely look into some other alternatives. So, because that is always the streaming has been a huge boon for a lot of things, for being able to figure stuff out and do things differently, and so really appreciate that with you guys. You guys have really been a huge help. So. That makes all the difference. So, I'm sorry, those of you that were dealing with the ads, we're back. So, never a dull moment with the ads. So, hey, I'm gonna put you down, okay? Yep, Abigail's feeling a little left out. Since everybody's downstairs laughing and carrying on, I think they're eating lunch, and so. And it's a common Filipino thing when they're eating to have a lot of fun. So they are very fun people, very enjoyment-oriented people. To give them credit, it is the one place, I think I mentioned this before, but it is the one place I have been that I had to relax, because they don't really give you a choice. So yeah. And so it was really nice when I visited. So Doggo sees everyone eating and wants to join in. Yeah, she's always starving. The ironic part is she has not eaten much of her food in the last 4 or 5 days. because her mom is giving her all kinds of human food. So now she's decided, you know what, I'm not eating that kibble. That human food's much better. And I'm like, yeah, we need to curb that. So, and then her aunt recently just made her some liver, which she really loved. And I'm like, okay, now you guys are really spoiling her. But I guess that's what she makes her dog. So just saw a Minnesota news show ads, Channel 11, and I'm in New Mexico. There you go. Yeah, well, Twitch doesn't surprise me there. So, yeah. Yeah. Ironically, we joked about this before, but when most of the ads I get are for Viagra, which is kind of funny because, you know, guys my age, I guess that's a big problem, but that is one problem I have never had. I have no problem getting it up. I have a lot of problem getting it down. So, you know, so. But yeah, it's funny because that's what I always joke about. Because I'm like, yeah, for some reason I always get the Viagra ads or the alternative Viagra stuff, and I'm like, come on, guys, you obviously don't know me very well. So, because that's not the problem I have. TMI, yeah, exactly. TMI. TMI. TMI, yep, I know. Sorry about that. But yeah. But yeah. But yeah, that's the ones I always get is all kinds of drug ads. So, which is kind of just, and I take 0 drugs. So, that's one thing I kind of strove to be to be drug free. I don't have any prescription drugs. I don't have the high blood pressure. I don't have any cholesterol problems. I've actually lived a pretty good life. And so oversharing, yeah, sorry about that, Dark Slider. Sorry about that. So yeah. But yeah, but yeah, that's where I'm like, so yeah, they always crack me up. So yeah, but I've actually been pretty lucky because all the streams I've been watching lately, I'm subscribed to. So yeah, I know you are. I know you are. Man, you got stinky breath. I bet you it's from that liver. I bet you that's what it's from. So, ironically, you guys have heard my liver story. So the dog can have all the liver she wants because I'm not touching it. But yeah, my sister-in-law has made her liver, which I guess she makes her dog, and I was like, TM, now you're really spoiling her. So we've been giving her a little bit of that with her kibble and trying to mix it in so that it'll actually touch the kibble and then maybe she'll eat the kibble. Because we literally have like 4 bags of dog food that we sent because we actually bought the dog food before Benedict passed. And so, because he was no problem, he ate a lot of dog food. So, but yeah, it's been interesting because we did not accomplish that one. So let's see, viewer count, Eve stream, refresh. Yeah, that's better. Why it's not picking it up when I come in? So glad my parents never made me eat liver. Heard horror stories about it growing up though. Yeah, we talked about that. My dad forced me to eat liver because he loved it and he couldn't understand. Him and I are identical. And he couldn't understand, since we're identical, how come you don't love liver? And I didn't. The consistency, everything about it is just offensive to me. And so yeah, he made it over and over and over again in different ways, trying to find a way to make me like it. Just torture. And like I said, one day at school we were studying reverse psychology, and I thought, this is ridiculous. This would never work. And so on a whim, I just thought, let me try. And so that night, my dad made liver, and I struggled through it. I didn't make any faces. I ate it all, just kind of woofed it down. And I said, Dad, I don't know what you did, but that way that you made it, that was awesome. I loved it. And he never made liver again. Ever. And I was floored because I was like, crap, I can't believe that worked, Because if that's the case, I'd have struggled through it years ago, you know? Or, yeah, probably not years because it was probably more like months. But never made liver again. Not once. And, yeah. So honestly, I thought, I convinced myself after that he was literally just torturing me because he could, but I don't think he was. I think he really completely believed that I love liver, so, and you're my son, so how could you not love liver? And, to which I casually explained to him years and years later, because I did finally tell him that story one day, and he claimed he never knew, which I couldn't believe. But yeah, I casually told him, I said, yeah, you do realize we're not the same person, I'm made up of two people. And I mean, it works for Jedi, right? These aren't the droids you're looking for. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I was shocked because I think I pretty much told my teacher when they mentioned it that, yeah, this is ridiculous. There's no way this is going to work. And then that night, an opportunity presented itself, and it did work. And I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. Uh-oh. Somebody's alarm's going off. Oh my goodness. Kragan is actually taking a beating. All right, let's do this. We're just gonna warp back here. Yeah, he's taking a beating. They're in the armor. What the heck? Go, 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 go. Hurry up, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. Yeah. I don't know why these guys, I can't beat them. My drones are not hitting them. Come on. Alright, so I've actually got hardeners on this one, so I can do something here, but... Yeah. Diamond rats? No, they are diamond rats. You're right. They are diamond rats. Alright, Jerry, can you there? You bug out. I'll hold them off until... They are diamond rats. You're absolutely right. They are diamond rats. So yeah, Jerry, can you go ahead and get out of here? I don't want him to take you. Hopefully he's listening. Why are my drones not focusing? Told you 3 times to focus. Once again, why are you not focusing? Alright, Jerry can't. He's moving. Yes, I see it. Calm down. The drones aren't doing any good. So it looks like Jerry Can's moving. Yes, I see it. How do we get diamond rats in a freaking belt? Alright, Jerry Can. I got my drones back. Alright, looks like Jerry Can's gone. He got out. Alright, Cast, you okay? Infinity, you good? I don't want to leave you guys behind. Alright, Infinity's going. Cool. Alright. Alright. We're out. Someone attacked. And no, I don't think so. Yeah, these are Garista Kestrels. But yeah, really weird. Nope, they just showed up. Yeah. Yeah, really weird. Not sure what happened there. Unless somebody else aggroed them.
Docking permission. Permission requested. Docking request accepted.
Alright, so Kragan is actually damaged. And for some reason, I don't know why Kragan doesn't have a hardener on there. What's it going to cost me? 857,000. That's fine. All right, dock up. Yeah, diamond rats. Yeah. So yeah, that sucked. I'm like 90% sure it's because NPC miners were there. Okay. You left your drone. Sorry about that, Respin. They'll still, I think they'll still be there when you get back. Yeah, so maybe there's a pirate stronghold in the system. Okay, well that might be why. But yeah, that was kind of weird. We've never had that happen before. So. Nope, they showed up. Yeah, I was waiting to get, for Jerry Can to get the porpoise out of there because I didn't want him to get caught. Yeah, I didn't want him to get caught because that would have been bad. So. Yeah, I couldn't figure out why my drones weren't doing any damage, and then one of you mentioned they were diamonds, and I'm like, hey, what are diamonds doing here? Actually, I probably should have dropped this stuff off. Let's go ahead and
Permission requested. Docking request
drop this
accepted.
off. And let's throw this in here. Alright, awesome, awesome. Mining hold, mining hold. I don't think it'll go in there, will it? No, it won't. Yeah. Alright. I'll go out there and check. Yeah, I threw my drones out to pull some aggro so the porp could get clear. Yeah, so that's what I was doing. I had my drones out until I saw the porp was clear. And then I pulled my drones back in because they weren't doing any good. And, which was just crap. But yeah, that's what couldn't figure out why they weren't taking them out. And maybe actually, so maybe I was the problem. Maybe they showed up and then I attacked them. Because I saw they were rats, but I didn't notice they were diamond rats. That's probably what happened. So that's probably my fault. So yeah, I gotta pay more attention to make sure I don't attack the diamond ones. But that's the first time we've ever had diamond rats show up in a belt, so. So yeah, so let's switch it up. I don't know. They probably won't. I don't know. Maybe they will. Let me yeah, let me bring Falstaff so one easy to do. I didn't notice at first either. Yeah, I didn't notice at all. I'm gonna have Falstaff go to a different belt and see if they show up. So I'm gonna go to 7-6. He's got a hardener, so he can kind of tank him for a bit, but because I'm pretty sure he's the one that attacked him, so. Says my aggro timer only has 16 seconds, so almost sent my drones after them, but then, yeah, see, I didn't pay attention. Oh, so here's some mining frigates that are hostile to me. What the heck happened here? Yeah, which belt shall we move to? So I went to 6. And these are Garista mining frigates and they just took off. So maybe that's why the rats are out, is because they actually have some Garista mining frigates out. But I'm in 6. Oh, nope. Never mind. They all showed up. Let me get out of here. Yeah, they just showed up. Don't come to 6. Don't come to 6. Yeah. Don't come to 6. Yeah, there's a ton of them. Go, 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 go. We're good. The whole system is going to be cooked till the FOB is killed. Yeah. Yeah, I wonder if that was my fault, because I saw the rats and I just attacked. Damn it. Yeah, so the mining frigates were all ventures, and I didn't attack those. But I bet you because I attacked the rats, now they're all aggro to us. So I guess we could sit here at the station and have them and wait for them to come here and let the station pick them off. But yeah, they probably won't come to the station. They know better. So we could always move over one system. We could go back to a Matins. I doubt they'll follow us to another system, but yeah, I'll be bringing a Max. So yeah, that's sorry about that, guys, if that was the one that I did. So I'm at 10-1 and it's clear. Okay. Well, so I can come out to 10-1, but it's liable to attract them. You want me to try? So be ready to get aligned just in case. But yeah, I'd be willing to bet it's probably gonna attract them. It seems like they're going wherever I'm going, which makes sense if I'm the one that aggroed them. Yeah, let's try before abandoning the system. Okay. Yeah, see, that's weird. I don't think we've ever dealt with this, but yeah, with the stronghold here, that maybe that makes sense. So I guess we could always take out the stronghold if we wanted to. Oh, I got a couple battleships here. Ooh. Mine near NPC miners, as long as I don't bother them. Yeah, and that's where we were with the NPC miners, but all right, so here I'm at 10 now as well. I'm gonna go ahead and align to the station, just in case. It might have been that I just picked wrong and I went to 6, 7, 6, and the Garista ones were there, so. Have to be passive fit, the FOB nukes you out and warp scrams you. Yeah, so that sucks. Yeah, so far nobody showed up here at 10. Yeah, so I suppose we could work here. That was interesting. It's weird because my aggro timer actually got turned back on again. I was down to 16 seconds and it looks like it turned it back on again. Even though I didn't aggro them, but I guess because they saw me. All right, so yeah, nobody showed up at 10 yet, so I'm gonna bring Kragan out here. So the very last belt. Very last belt. Let us hang out for a bit, Jerry Can, just to make sure nobody shows up before we have you come out. Let me see if our FOB crew is online. All right, yeah. So it looks like they're not bothering us here. Thank you, sweetheart. Yeah, that was close. I was trying to figure out why my drones weren't taking them. Or leave fleet so they don't aggro anyone else. Yep. That's a good point. Yeah, if they show up here, that's what I'll do. I'll leave the fleet. Transfer it over to Jerry. I should have made Jerry Cam boss anyway. Jerry, he hates being boss. He hates being boss. But yeah, it doesn't look like they're coming. So it looks like we're clear. Unplanned excitement. Yeah, well, and like I said, as soon as I saw the rats, I started attacking them and didn't even think to check. So yeah, that was kind of my fault. And maybe that's what they count on, is that people will just not pay attention, because that's exactly what happened. I saw rats and said, I know with the autocynthium, you know, I don't attack those because I've gotten used to those, but now I need to make sure to check for the diamond. All right, here comes Jadzia. I don't know if I've told you, Jerry Can. I love that name, by the way. Just love it. All right, come on. Come on. Come on. I got you. I got you. I got you. Yes. I don't know why you're so needy today, because you hear all kinds of people downstairs and you want to be downstairs with them. I know. I know. I know. No. Jadzia is a cool name. Yep. Yep. Definitely cool name. All right, compression is up. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Excellent, excellent, excellent. We're back on. Back on track. Yeah, my aggression timer has counted down now, so that seems to be okay. All right. Did I get Kragan started? I don't think I did. Too busy hanging on to you. Yep, I did not. It's fine. Lock. Lock. Back on track. Back on track. All right. So yeah, I'll have to pay attention more. What's up, Drachenhort? Good to see you. We're out here mining if you want to join us. My little girl's being needy today, so we have visitors in our house, some of our family members, and a big group. And so she hears them down there, and she wonders why she can't be down there with them, but it's mostly because she's pretty antisocial. So randomly growling at people, and they're all scared to death of her, even though she's a teeny tiny little dog. It just cracks me up. She ain't got no teeth. Most of her teeth are gone because they were bad, and so yeah, she ain't got no teeth. Poor kid. I'm gonna put you on the floor, okay? Put you on the floor, okay? There you go. There you go. Boom. There you go. Oh, so yeah, there was a little bit of excitement. Never a dull moment. Never a dull moment. Little excitement to get the blood flowing. So once I wake up, maybe. No worries, buddy. You're always welcome. You're always welcome. Get your coffee. Get your day started. We just had a little bit of excitement where we had some diamond rats show up. And I think I attacked them without noticing they were diamond rats. So it actually caused some problems. And so luckily everybody got out unscathed. But yeah, it was an interesting couple minutes. So I was like, how come my drones aren't taking these guys out? And somebody in the stream said, oh, they're diamond rats. I'm like, ooh, that would explain why. I was kind of like, why did we get attacked by diamond rats? Well, technically, all they did was fly into the belt. You attacked them. So, yeah. X-Lax smooth move of the week. What are you doing? Yeah, I'm gonna have to. Maybe I'll get my chair over here and you can sit on it. Yeah, maybe that. Yeah. Yeah, because you were getting heavy. You know that, right? You know you're getting heavy, right? You know you're getting heavy. Yeah. Thank goodness we don't have to get on an airplane now, huh? You're way overweight, huh? You never make it. Never make it. Oh yeah, kind of a PTSD moment there. Yep. Yep. Sent you a fit for FOB. Cool, thanks. Alright, solo killer Bud Raider fit. Okay, cool, cool, cool. Save that one off. Yes, you're such a pretty girl. Such a pretty girl. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. But yeah, definitely a PTSD moment. Like, sorry about that, guys. Okay, so there's some regular Serpentis. So yeah, I should have seen that because they were Garistas. These are regular Serpentis, so I'm going to go ahead and attack those. Especially since they're already attacking us. They're attacking Kragan. No, doesn't seem like it. There we go. Yeah, these are actually, I'm able to do damage to them, so that's how I know they're regular rats. I'll just leave the drones out, that way they can kind of defend us. Yeah, never a dull moment. Get a little bit of excitement and always get the blood flowing. Get the blood flowing. Get the blood flowing. What are you doing, babies? You are such a needy little girl today. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Why are you such a needy little girl today? Why are you such a needy little girl today? Yeah, why? 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 Alright, let's do this. Lock. Okay. Alright, good there. Press. Stack. Okay. Oh, I see ya. Let's see what we got here. Oh. What? What are you doing? You're causing me problems, babies. Yeah, you know how hard it is to fly when you're sitting on my lap? Yeah, you know how hard it is to fly when you're sitting on my lap? Okay, sit down. Whoa. There you go. There you go. All right. But yeah, that'll get the blood flowing a little bit. Nothing like diamond rats. I'm like, how come my drones aren't taking them out? Yeah, your drones can't take those out. What are you doing? What? You go lay down. Yes, you go lay down. Go lay down. Go lay down. Now we're back in business. So yeah, so what else? So yeah, our bathroom leak. We're hopefully that'll get fixed here this week. So going to go back to my home system and see if I can pull an FBO. Okay. No worries, buddy. But yeah, so the no worries, Respin. But yeah, the hopefully we'll get this leak in the bathroom fixed. So it looks like the floor in the upstairs bathroom is leaking in the shower, and it's leaking down into the downstairs bathroom, which has shorted out the electric socket, so we don't have a light in there or a fan. We put some ceiling fans in the bathrooms because the bathrooms are really small and there's no air movement. They have got one little tiny window. There's no air movement. So when you shut the door, they're super small. They're like a closet. It gets real stifling in there, especially with the heat here. And so yeah. So we bought some lights that are also fans from Shopee, which is the local Amazon. And those work really well, but they only work really well if there's not water leaking into the electrical outlet. And so when the water started leaking in there, then started acting up. And so we pulled it out, and that's when they came and said, yeah, the floor's leaking like 2 weeks ago, and it hasn't been fixed yet. And so they're gonna, I guess, pull up the tile and fix the leak, and then seal it again, put the tiles back down. But yeah, trying to get them out here to actually get it accomplished is what's kind of causing us some grief. So hopefully we get that taken care of. And then, like I said, the front porch light is kind of acting up for the same reason. The water from the air conditioner is leaking into the front porch, and it's leaking into the porch roof, and so that one's actually causing the porch light to short out, which is kind of a problem because at night we don't have a light out there in the front, which we would really like to have. But my wife has some. She has some solar lights. I sold them when I was unpacking things, but for some reason we can't find them now. So I don't know where they went. So yeah, we're gonna have to figure that out. That'll probably be what I'll do after the stream today. See if I can find them. And maybe put them around the yard. So they've got the landscaping done out there, and Abigail's actually enjoying it. I think she actually used it to do her business this morning. So that's been kind of nice. And now she's got her own personal yard, flowers, and everything. So she's pretty excited. But yeah, it's been interesting. So, but yeah, if we can get the last couple things taken care of here, then we can get focused back on our place, the building of our place. So we're still working on that. So getting the title over to our name and finding a contractor. There's actually some work that's going on across the street here from the rental property, and they have a contractor over there that works in this area, and so we're planning to talk to them and see if they can give us an estimate on what it would cost to build our house. Maybe get that started. So we want to get probably 3 or 4 contractors, get estimates from them so we can have a good idea of what's going to work. And so, yeah, you're driving me crazy, baby. I know you're really needy today. I don't know why. Yes, I don't know why. I don't know why. Yes, I don't know why. I don't know why. Don't know why. Don't know why. Alright. So yeah, but yeah, so that's what we're kind of working on here. So planning to make a trip to see the guy that is doing the title for us, the seller, the brother of my brother-in-law. And so that should work out pretty good. So we'll see how that gets going. We have to pay him some to be able to do the titling, so that's what we're looking at there, is getting him that money so he can get that started, because we'd really like to have the title in my wife's name prior to us doing any real work. And they keep telling us, you don't need to do that. I'm like, yeah, I know I don't need to do that, but I want to do that because that just makes it safer. So yeah, but yeah, they're pretty adamant here. Hey, you don't need to do that. I'm like, yeah, of course you don't want me to do that, because technically it's still in your name, and the more we put on it, the easier it'll be to sell to somebody else. So yeah, so not that I think they would do that, but you never know. So, how do you compress ore in space? So we have a porpoise out here that is giving us compression. It's one of the benefits of the porpoise. And so the porpoise is out there, and that is giving us one of the things that it's giving us. It's giving us these mining bursts, and it also gives us the compression. And so yeah, you just right click on it, and oh, no problem, Jerry can. And so yeah, so then you just right click on it and say compress, and as long as compression is on, it will compress for you. So yeah, Jerry can just lost connection, so we'll get him an invite when he gets back. So yeah, so we just lost our compression, and our boost. They'll hang on for I think a minute before they come back. So now they're back on. So let me get them invites. Cass didn't come back. Which is weird, because I thought Cass did come back. No, Rose. That's one of Jerry Can's other ones. So You put the ore in the port. No. You compress it on your own ship. So yeah, so right here, this is my hold for my Hulk. I just right click on it and say compress. You got to be part of the fleet. And so, but yeah, you got to be part of the fleet. But as long as you're part of the fleet and it is providing compression, you are able to compress. And so yeah, it's a game changer when it comes to mining. So it is a game changer when it comes to mining. So in fact, we try not to mine anytime without the compression, because otherwise it's especially in this Hulk. The Hulk has a lot of bonuses to extraction. I'm gonna put you down, baby. The Hulk has a lot of bonuses to extraction, but it does not have a very big hold. So it runs out of space very quickly. And so yeah, so it's always the compression is a game changer. So nope, you can do it. Yep. So you can do this anywhere as long as you're part of the fleet. And in the fleet, there is someone doing compression. So it'll work in low sec, it'll work in null sec, it'll work everywhere. And so I sent Cass an invite, Jerry Can. Let me know if you need me to resend it. But yeah, it'll work anywhere as long as you're part of the fleet. So the Orca can do compression, the Porpoise can do compression. So we're using a Porpoise today. It's a little bit more manageable. And so but yeah. And it'll work no matter what. No response. All right, cool. Jerry Can's probably still trying to check out what's going on. I sent Cass another invite, Jerry Can. No worries. You're good. You're good. Figured you may as well use the downtime for some things. So, only thing that did compression back when I played was a Rourke, and it required a long bastion module type thing. Yeah, so these are modules that are on the Porpoise. There's a compression module or compression module. There's also an ice compression module, so you can compress ice. That's a different module. But yeah, so they're things that are available on the Porpoise, or its tier 2 equivalent, which is the Orca. So, but yeah, they've I don't remember how many years ago they were implemented, but it's been a little while. But yeah, it's a game changer. It's hard to mine without the compression, because like I said, the compression makes all the difference. So yeah, makes all the difference. So
The asteroid.
and I'm actually multi-boxing here, so I'm switching between multiple screens. Yeah. Sends out transfiguration warp field out to the fleet, allows you to encompass the ore in a force field, disintegrate the ore into pebbles, pluck out the impure pebbles, then repress the mass block into a more pure form. There you go. There's the explanation. Excellent explanation, JKT. I'm sure you probably pulled that from the website, but that's awesome. I didn't know that. That's pretty awesome. Yeah, unfortunately, I apologize. My dog is being very needy today. I don't know why. She is being very needy today. Yes, I think she's feeling left out. So, because they're having a party downstairs and she's not included. She hates when that happens. So, I have family that's here, my wife's family. So self-medicated thought process. Well, there you go. I said that sounded very official. So, but yeah, my wife has some of her family here. So, and for those of you who don't know, Amitation. Thanks for being here, by the way. Yeah, I'm originally from Kansas City. That's where I started streaming. And my wife and I just retired first week of April, and we moved to her homeland, which is the Philippines. And we've been living here for just short of a month. And I've been streaming here the last 3 weeks. So, watch your mouth, Bond. Watch my mouth. What did I say now? Mwah. What did I say now? You know what you said, sir. Oh, that's awesome. Congrats on retirement. No, thank you. No, I don't know what I said. What did I say? So yeah, so we're retired. We're living here in the Philippines. We're loving it. A little hot, but other than that, we're loving it. So, but yeah, it's been about, I think I've been streaming 3 weeks from here, and so I'm not repeating it. I have no idea what you're talking about. I have no idea. I have a character that can fly an Orca, probably a T1 or T2 mining ship. If I Omega, I can just join you and have compression. Yep. Yes, you can. And you're welcome to join us. Yeah, you're welcome to join us. I'm going to put you down, babies. Put you down. Put you down. Yeah, we welcome anyone. We provide the compression, we provide the boost, and you get all the ore. So it's a great way for a newbie to make some money and not have to worry about it. So, and we are in Ufine, which is a high sec system in Galente space. So it's probably pretty far from you, but you can check it out. We do this every Monday night. So Monday night, America time, Tuesday morning, my Philippines time. So if you have an Orca, you can actually fit a compression module. I'm not sure what the cost is though. Yeah, I don't think it's that bad. But yes, if you have an Orca, you can fit your own compression module, and then you don't even have to come with us. But yes. And you could actually get the compression without being an Omega. You could fly a Venture, which is a T1 mining frigate. And if you are part of a fleet that has compression, it will be able to compress. And so yeah, so that works. Abigail, you are driving me crazy. 15 jumps. Might get something together and join in a few days. Yep. So we, like I said, we do it every Monday. That's the only time we do it. So Monday night America time. So yeah, we'll do it tonight and then next week, same time. So Monday night America time, Tuesday morning my Philippines time. So, but yeah, this is the only night we do it. So yeah, if you're around, it's always one of those where you can always bring it and leave it here and set up a jump clone, which is what I do. And then I jump here because I don't live here. We use this system just for the mining. So it's a pretty quiet system. We don't get bothered by the gankers. But yeah, it's a great way to make some ore and make some money and get yourself started again and kind of relearn the game if that's what you want. So. The FOB fleet is offline. They did a lot of work today. No worries, Respin. They're not bothering us anymore, so I don't think it's a problem. But yeah, it's kind of weird. That's the first time we've gotten bothered by the diamond rats. So. But yeah, Amitation, there's also, like I said, there's a T1 frigate called a Venture, which is a really cheap ship. That is a mining frigate. That as long as you're in a fleet with Orca or a porpoise that has compression, you'll be able to do it. So. But yeah. So, but yeah, that's a cheaper one. So, and it has a T2 equivalent, which you would need Omega for. You don't need the Omega for the Venture. So if you wanted to try it out without having to go Omega. So. Alright, so one of these, there it is. But yeah, as we said, we do this every Monday night. Monday night America time. Like I said, it's Tuesday morning for me. So, but yeah. And if you wanted to, you could bring some stuff out here and leave it here and then set up a jump clone. The jump clone's a little expensive, so that might not be something you want to do right away. And I'm pretty sure that's an Omega thing too. But yeah, if you wanted to try it without going Omega, that would be something that would be easy to do. So, try it with a Venture. So, one of our guys here has a Venture right now. So, that's what he's flying. That's what this is. So this is a tier one. A tier one mining frigate. So you can fly this with as an alpha, and so yeah, so they're kind of nice. They don't mine as much as the mining barges, but at least it's a good way to get started. So make sure you like it before you end up going Omega. So got some more rats again. I keep checking to make sure these are good rats before I attack them this time. No. So everything had to be named. Someone somewhere had to name whatever it is. So what if the guy who named God was dyslexic and meant dog? What up, dog? That might be where what up, dog came from, you know? Never know. That is a good one, though. I've always wondered. It says in the Bible that God allowed man to name things. And it was curious why... Oop, I recalled my drone. I didn't want to do that. It was curious why that one was named that way. I'm assuming God named himself. And so, but that's an assumption. So, if you leave a combat drone out, it should kill the rats for you when they aggressively attacking the wrong ones. Yeah, I thought about that too, but... Then what happens is then I always forget to bring them back in, and then I'm in bigger trouble. So, but yes, I thought about that. But then also, if someone else actually attacks the diamond rats, it'll attack them as well. So, because then they'll start attacking all of us. So, yeah, 6 to 1, half dozen the other. Because I think a couple of the guys had drones out when I attacked. And then so they all got attacked as well. So But yes, that was one of the ones we used to always do way back, is to leave them out so that when we fell asleep while we were mining, then at least we would be protected. So, and it does kind of warn me when I try to fly away without my drone, so at least that's good. What is going on, Abigail? So nobody attacks rats and you are fine. Yep. Come on. Yeah, I was the only one stupid enough to attack the diamond rats. So we're probably okay as long as I don't do it again. But you are really causing me some trouble here, sweetheart. Really hard to fly my ship when you're sitting in my lap. Turning into a pumpkin. Have a fun time, guys. All right, buddy. Have a good one. Thanks, Blue Gray. Appreciate it. Have a great night. Gotcha. I gotcha. Yeah, I don't know why you want to sit in my lap. It can't be that comfortable. It really can't. Mwah. Mwah. I gotcha. Got stinky breath. You got stinky breath. Did you get all the event rewards yet, or still need to do more? So I got them all on Falstaff. What I'm doing now is I'm actually doing them with Kragan, because I figure I could always use extra ships. So yeah, so I got them all with Falstaff. And actually, I think I'm 5 points away from finishing Falstaff. In fact, yeah, 2 reckoning items manufactured. If I go here and do industry, I had 2 of them that were in here, so I just got to deliver them. So yeah, so now he's got all the rewards. Drifter sweeps, which I don't know what the drifter sweeps are, so. But yeah, so he's maxed out. But Kragan, I think, is like 300. So yeah, so a couple more days and I'll have him finished up as well. So I lost the Helios yesterday doing some scanning because I did a data site, a level 3 data site, and did not plan ahead. So I was in it too long, and the rats came and destroyed me. And so now I brought a new Helios back. So, but yeah, for the most part, we're in good shape. So yeah, Falstaff's all done. I'll probably finish it off with Kragan, and then that way we'll get 2 sets of the ships and the Plex and all that. So I think there's still 10 days left. So it'll only take a couple more days to get him completed. So what you doing? What you doing? Hmm? Can I put you down? I'm gonna put you down, okay? I'm gonna put you down. There you go. Oh, that little girl, she is. But yeah, it was kind of interesting. So get the rats going. Can an orca mine decent yields compared to a Hulk? No, not along the same level. So yeah, they get a pretty decent amount, but not compared to the Hulk. The Hulk is actually the best miner, and so the problem is it has the smallest hold, so it's kind of a trade-off. So, but yeah, the Hulk is the one that gets the best throughput. So, man, that's not good. Sorry about that, Jerry Can. I'm not having any problems, which is really weird because I usually do, but. We'll get you back in once you get back here, so. All right, so you guys are back. Let me get you invited. Come on. Yeah, so when the compression never even shuts off, even though you disconnect. So, but yeah, the Orca it does a pretty good job. The Orca is really hard to move around, so that's why we prefer the porpoises. And they get less than the Orca. But yeah, with the drones, you do a half decent amount, but it's more like it's more than the mining frigate, the Venture, but much less than the Hulk or Mackinac, or even the tier 1 mining barges, the Retriever or the Covetor. So yeah, you mostly use the Orca and the Porpoise for boost and others. Boost because they provide the boost and the compression, where the other ships cannot provide that. So. A lot of people will charge if their Orca's out and boosting people, they'll charge some ore for the boost, and so then that way they still make out because they'll get the ore in payment, and so.
The asteroid is depleted.
But that's normally just a preference. We don't do that. Ours are all completely free. So. What are you doing? Yes, I see you, but you're getting on my nerves. Yes, you are. You're getting on my nerves. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. I don't know why you're so needy today. Yes, I don't know. I don't know why. Yeah, so from that perspective, the it doesn't quite do the same. I haven't done the numbers to say exactly how much different, but the Hulk is definitely the best miner, and so unfortunately with the smaller hold makes it difficult. You know, it mines too fast, and so ends up filling up the hold really quick. So yeah, so that's why if you have the compression, it can mine. You can get the best of both worlds, but that takes a combination of ships. And so I multi-box, so I can run the Orca on this guy or the Porpoise on this guy, and have them have him do the boost and all that, and then have the other one do the mining with the Hulk or with the retriever, and so that works out well. But normally I don't do it if it's just the two of us. I normally just mine regular. But yeah, compression has been a game changer. So especially in the mining world. So yes, it's okay, babies. It's okay. Yes, I hear him down there talking. I hear him talking. Yes, I hear him talking. No. No. What do you do with the minerals? I've never built anything in Eve, only did wormhole PvP. Yeah, so I'm actually an industrialist, so I build ships. And I build ships primarily for myself, but then the ones that I build for myself, I also sell. And that's how I make my money. And so here comes my wife. Oh, okay. Just some paperwork, but yes, I use it for building. I build modules. I build a lot, and so yeah, that's how I make most of my money is from building. And so I always wanted to be self-sufficient in Eve, so I started building early so that any of the ships I need or had to replace, I could replace myself because the market is super expensive. And then that works out in my benefit as well, because once I can build them for myself, then I can also build them to sell, and then I can benefit from the super expensive market because I can charge those super expensive prices. So I build most of the ships I build at 80 or less percent, and then I make at least a 20% profit. So depending on the fluctuations of the market fluctuates a lot. So. Yeah, so I'm always in need of minerals because I'm building a lot of ships, a lot of battleships, a lot of
Asteroid is depleted.
a lot of ships otherwise too. I don't lose very many ships. I lost to Helios yesterday, which is my first loss in a while, but it's good to be able to replace whatever I lose myself rather than have to buy it from the market. And I build all the modules as well, so that way I can pretty much replace everything myself without having to buy anything. I do have to buy some some moon materials and things of that nature from time to time because we don't do moon mining yet. But that's one we're looking to try and expand into and do some moon mining. So then I will have those as well that I won't have to buy. So. But yeah, the moon mining comes with a bunch of different things. You can mine the moon elements, and that works out pretty good. But you have to. There's a lot of. There's another build type that you have to do, and those can only be done in special stations, and those are hard to come by. So in those cases, what do they call them? Reactions, and so. A lot of the items from the moon stuff are used in reactions. And so the reactions are one that is very difficult to find a place that you can do, especially NPC wise. You pretty much have to have your own station in order to do those. And we don't currently have a station, though we've talked about setting one up. But the reactions are one that that's a higher level industry, and so I haven't gotten into any reactions or any of that stuff. So I usually just buy the materials from the reactions because that's easier. So it still saves me money in the long run, but if I was able to do the reactions, that would probably save me even more. So, but yeah. But that also, like I said, that usually entails setting up your own station to do the reactions and things of that nature, which cuts into some of the profit. If you're doing them a lot and you're also selling the reaction components, that would work out. But for the most part, it's just easier to buy them. So, what's up, Restman? Good to see you. Thanks for joining us. again, welcome back. And thanks for checking into that as well. I see you there. I see you there. Or I saw you there a minute ago. Figure you're going to swap out. Yeah, the only people in local are in our fleet, so we're in pretty good shape. So. Yeah, the only people in fleet are, or the only people in local are in our fleet, so no worries there. But yeah, Imitation, welcome back to Eve. I've been playing since Eve started, so Eve went live Memorial Day weekend 2003, and this character Falstaff here, the one you guys are watching, I think you're watching, yeah, Falstaff, he's been around since September of 2003 was when he was created. So I have not played that whole time. There's his birthday there. I have left a couple different times, taken a couple sabbaticals, but looks like Jerry Can got disconnected again. Yeah. All right. He's back. Yeah, that is getting old, Jerry Can. I don't know if you've got a... It's got to be something between you. Forward operating base, yeah. So sorry about that. Yeah, so we have a Garistas pirate stronghold in this system. So we got attacked earlier by some diamond rats, some unbeatable rats, and so yeah, wearing my prison stripes. Yeah, doing my time, and so. But yeah, so we got attacked by some diamond rats earlier, and that's because they have a forward operating base here. They have a stronghold here, and so first time during our mining event, we got attacked by them. We actually didn't get attacked by them. They flew into the system, or they flew into the belt, and then I think I attacked them, which then caused them to attack our whole fleet. Everybody got away okay, but it was a stupid move on my part. So yeah, so we're trying to be a little more careful because that's the first time we've ever had diamond rats show up to our mining party. So, but it is always possible. So yeah, but the reason they showed up, it looks like, is because of the forward operating base that's in this system. And so yeah, and there are groups. Respin has a group that he works with that specialize in taking out those bases. And so he was going to see if they wanted to come by and take it out so that we wouldn't be bothered by the rats anymore. As it was, they're not bothering us anymore anyway. So, and they probably won't unless I attack them again. So, but yeah, we're trying to be more careful. I want to say 3. Yeah, I think it was 3. And I saw they were pirates. I didn't check that they were diamond. I just attacked them. And yeah, that was the wrong move. So. My drones didn't do any damage to them at all. It didn't even dent their shields. Their shields, they would go down a little bit and then automatically repop. So I was able to tank them long enough to get the porpoise out and get everybody out. And then we waited a couple minutes and came to a different belt, and they haven't bothered us since. But yeah, it was interesting. So I usually kill them in my Gila when they are frigates. Yeah, so these ones, I don't know what these were, to be honest. I don't know what ships they were in. I saw they were rats, and I just attacked them without really thinking it through. And so... But I should have known better. They were Garistas. And Garistas usually don't work in this sector. The ones that work in this sector are the Serpentis. So yeah. So it was kind of... I should have known better. So were they Frigg destroyers? Okay. Yeah. So yeah, so... But yeah, it was it got our blood flowing, got a little bit of excitement going, so. Something not usual on our mining night, so. So yeah, so it kept it interesting. But yeah, it was definitely an interesting few minutes. Oh, excuse me. Sorry about that. FOB stuff is a pain. Yeah, actually, and I didn't even realize there was one here until you said something. So, but yeah, that makes sense from that perspective. So, just a reminder, all my broadcasts, once they're done on Twitch, I put them up to YouTube. So if you guys want to check them out there, you always can. Erst has a multi-box setup to take down FOBs. There you go. I didn't realize that. But yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, that was one of the things I mentioned is maybe something we could do. But yeah, I guess it takes a couple special fits in order to take them down. So we'd have to get those set up. That's pretty cool. Maybe we farm it out to Erst. His specialty. So. Excuse me. Sorry about that. I don't know why I'm yawning so much. I just got out of bed. It's just now. It's approaching 1 p.m. my time. So go to agency encounters and pirate strongholds, and it will show you. So agency encounters, pirate strongholds. Yep, right there. One pirate stronghold. One pirate stronghold. So, yep. Yeah, I know when I put it here, if I go to location, oh no, wait, anomalies. Actually, no, that one doesn't. I thought it would show here, but it doesn't. It's interesting. Lost a strip miner. Yeah, I got it. Thank you. Yeah, I'm usually too busy talking, and I'm also multi-boxing. I've got another one over here, and so yeah, there's usually one of them isn't mining or. I'm always too busy talking, so. They are a loot cow if you pop them. That's what I heard. It's very profitable, but you got to have the special fit to do it. So thanks for that fit. I may give it a go here one of these days. That's a Blood Raider one, so this one's Garista, so it'll be a little different. But yeah, I may try and give it a go. Caviar, how many accounts does Erst have in his multi-box one? So No worries, Imitation. Appreciate you being here. You can always do a follow, and then that'll let you know when I'm streaming. So I stream every day of the week. If you're in the U.S., every night of the week, Sunday through Thursday. Here in the Philippines, it's Monday through Friday. And so now that I'm retired, I'm streaming all the time. 5, and he uses drachenhort. Okay, cool. Yeah, see, I've only got 2, so just have to swap out the resist mods and it will still work. Yep, that's what I figured. But yeah, thanks for being here, Imitation. I appreciate it, and you're always welcome. So, but yeah, have a good day at work, and try not to work too hard. You fly safe. Thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. Yeah, that'll let you know whenever I stream. You'll get an announcement when I stream. So, like I said, it's always 9:30 p.m. Eastern, 8:30 p.m. Central, 7:30 p.m. Mountain Time. So we run rattles to kill them. Oh, there you go. That's good. Okay. Rattlesnakes. Yep. But yeah, Imitation, have a great day, and thanks for being here. Thanks for the follow. Ooh, I got to shift my plastic chairs. Wreaking havoc on my rear end. Can't wait till my gaming chair gets here. Probably another 2 or 3 weeks. So I hope. So it'll be nice when that gets here. I can get back to some normal semblance of being able to sit. The plastic chair is low, so I have to adjust the camera. The throne that my wife had made for me is high like the gaming chair, but it is hard as a rock. And that's crazy. So we have some guys that solo them and it fit like what I sent you. Awesome. Yeah, that would be awesome if I could. I don't think I'm capable. I am not a PvPer. But then again, that's PvE. So, but yeah, if you can solo them, I'll have to try it. Yeah, I'll have to give it a try. I was thinking I might set up 2 of them, one for me and one for Craig, and then at least multi-box them. So that's why I was asking how many Ernst had, because yeah, all I got's 2 accounts, so I can't afford 5 accounts. So it costs way too much. I'm retired now. I barely afford 2 accounts. So yeah. Oh. But yeah. Oh. But yeah, unfortunately these chairs aren't real good on my back, so it'll be great to get my gaming chair back. We everything we ship to the Philippines, we ship through what they call a bayan box, which is $100. Box is yay big, yay tall, yay wide, and cost $100 whether you fill it full of feathers or whether you fill it full of lead, and they send it by ship. Takes 2 months to get here. So my gaming chair, my green screen, all my streaming equipment was shipped the end of March. So figuring the end of May, if not earlier. My wife said there was one box we had that actually, one set of boxes that came in 6 weeks instead of 2 months. But I think that was an anomaly, probably around Christmas. Or normally it takes the full 2 months. So I'm figuring the end of May. So another couple weeks. 3 weeks. So if we're lucky. So. But yeah, that's the only thing I'm missing is my gaming chair and my green screen. And then I'll be right back to normal. So as you can see, the camera has some trouble because it's using the software green screen now, which is not working out as well. And so I apologize for that. But yeah, once I get my green screen, that'll make a bigger difference. I could always put it on the natural background, which isn't too bad. Let me see. If I do the original background, this is what my room looks like. So you got my shelves back there that are not really organized. You got the throne back there, and that's one of the TehLeguhc boxes right there. That's an empty one that I got to take downstairs. But yeah, so that's what it looks like without the green screen. So the room's actually pretty small. So, but yeah, the green screen is usually what I use. So unfortunately, the software green screen doesn't work as well as the actual green screen, which works a lot better. So yeah, I had splurged on a green screen prior to leaving America. Used it for the last couple months. Really, really like it. But unfortunately, it's like 7 feet long, so could not be carried on the plane with me. So it had to be sent. And then my chair also had to be sent. Couldn't carry it on the plane with me. So I'm really grateful though to say that I'm having no disconnects. Knock on wood. I'm not gonna knock on the table because Abigail will bark. But yeah, I seem to have gotten the disconnects corrected. So I got my streaming kind of configured to where it's working great, and I'm not getting disconnected. So that's good. So appreciate everybody's help on that. When we first started streaming here in the Philippines, the internet is drastically different, and we were having really bad internet. It's cutting out a lot. So now we've kind of got it to where we're seem to be using it the way they intended. So it's not cutting out as much, not cutting out at all. Thank God. So I haven't had a disconnect in at least 2 or 3 days. So yeah, so that's pretty good. So since last week. So now starts the 10-minute timer. There you go. Yeah, exactly. Now, usually when my wife comes on, then it disconnects because it gets overloaded because you guys are all jumping on to see my wife. So, but yeah, it's actually worked out. I have 380 drop frames now out of. Actually, it doesn't tell me. It's 0%. So that means I've got well over 300,000 frames. So, jinx. Yep, exactly. Yeah, I usually ask for it, so. All right. But yeah, we're down to the last half hour here, so. Thanks, drachenhort. Cloaking. There it is. Thanks for the subscription, drachenhort. I got a message in the chat before it popped up on the stream, so that was really weird. But thanks for the subscription, drachenhort. I appreciate it. I don't know what you're talking about, Jerry Cam, with the cloaking. So. That's me. Okay. Gotcha. Oh, somebody's cloaking. Okay. Yeah, he's probably screwed around. Yeah. Just NPC miners, no reds in the belt from before. That's cool. Yeah, that's what I figured. It probably timed out if nothing else. Of course, it helps when you don't attack them. So. Attack the diamond rats, you're asking for trouble. So yeah. So there's somebody in a Vexer. Not sure what he's looking for. Actually, he's the same as you guys. So he's in the same corp as you. Jerry Can, is that one of yours? NPC Corp. Oh, Jerry Can's in an NPC Corp. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah. Yeah, I guess I didn't think about that. Yep, Center for Advanced Studies. Yep. He's been in that NPC Corp for 11 years. Wow. That's dedication. So thanks, Caviar. Of course, Cass has probably been in that same corp for 11 years too, huh?
The asteroid is
Nope, 6 months. 6 months.
The asteroid is depleted.
All right. Kragan's over here with his thumb up his butt, not mining. Darth Vaughn. I haven't seen him in a while. But yeah, Drachenhort, thanks for the subscription. I appreciate it. But yeah, nothing like getting some excitement. I have just arisen. Thank you. Nothing like getting some excitement from attacking some diamond rats and having a. Funny, Darth Raban is one. He used to be a streamer. I don't think he streams anymore, but he's one of the first Eve streamers I followed, and he's a nullsec guy, and so makes a lot of money in nullsec. But yeah, I think he got too much for him streaming, so he stopped streaming, and so then I was streaming. So every once in a while he'll pop in and say hello. Most of my old friends on Eve don't realize that I've moved already, so actually several of my old friends in Kansas City don't realize it, so he says, I said I'm loving the retirement. He says, yeah, I still got 25 years, don't rub it in. I said, sorry to hear that, but it's worth it. It's worth it. Jerry Can got disconnected again. He'll be back in a second. But yeah, that is getting old, buddy. There he is. Just enough to mess it up. Just enough to mess it up. Come on. Yeah, you must have a bad node between you, so maybe he needs to move there to get better internet connection. Yeah, yeah. I don't know that I would recommend that to anyone, but his does seem to be acting up a little bit tonight, way more than mine, so. One night. Yeah, mine definitely is not usually this stable, so like I said, I think I finally got the settings fixed, so. WRDN, thanks for the follow, appreciate it. But yeah, I'm on the waiting list for Starlink, so I'm super excited to finally get that whenever that happens. But they were kind of giving me the runaround, so I actually did reopen my ticket. I need to go see if it got updated. I haven't checked, but I reopened my ticket and I mentioned that I'm a streamer, and I said, "Hey, I'm a Twitch streamer. Here's my Twitch stream. Is there anything you guys can do? Because I'm really having a lot of trouble with the internet." And I haven't checked. It didn't email me to say there was an update to my ticket, so it said it reopened it, but I'm curious if it actually reopened it or if it just added a message to a closed ticket, and that's why nobody's looking at it. So I'll have to check it and see. But yeah, that's a weird one. I forgot all about that. I forgot all about that. Yeah, so it looks like I added the message, but nobody has touched it. And it does say closed this ticket, so it looks like it's open. So I don't know what happened. That was on May 3rd, though, so that was 3 days ago. They were pretty quick about doing it before, so maybe I'll open a new ticket. They got pretty pissy with me when I opened a ticket and said, "Hey, don't open a ticket. We'll let you know when it's available." I'm like, "Yeah, you're not letting me know when it's available. You're stringing me along." So yeah, so anxious to see what's going on. So yeah, he said, "I see you're mining, Darth Raban." I said, "I see you're mining." He said, "Are you doing it on your own or are you a corporate thing?" I said, "No, I'm actually doing it on stream." He said, "I have an event every Monday night on stream where I mine with my viewers," and so yeah. But yeah, ironically, like I said, I had to adjust several of the settings in my stream, and that seems to be making it run better, which is kind of nice. Because it's not disconnecting. Because I understand Jerry Can's frustration. I was getting disconnected all the time, and it was really pissing me off. And so, not only from the Eve perspective, but from the stream perspective, which was really bad. And so, so yeah, so that's good. At least I've got that adjusted. But the Starlink is still going to be a better option. So, so I'm looking forward to the Starlink. So there's drachenhort. But yeah, so I'm looking forward to the Starlink when and if I can get it. But yeah, it looks like they're ignoring my reopened ticket. So we'll have to see. What are you doing, babies? Yes, I know you're very needy today. I don't know what's going on. What's going on? I don't know what's going on. So yeah. Still battling a bit of the new computer system. I hear ya. It takes a while to get them set up the way you want and working the way you want. And then once you get them there, as long as they don't, change something. That's one of the problems with the streaming. I use OBS, which is the #1 streaming software. But it is a nightmare because they update it so often, and every time they update it, it just causes all kinds of issues, messes all kinds of stuff up. So I've got mine set to never update unless I tell it to update. And I literally have to update it on like a Friday so that I have all weekend to work out the problems. And so, but yeah, switching to Linux would be a bit more involved, yes. So yeah, but yeah, every time, for instance, every time I get a Windows patch here, OBS acts up, and so that's been a kind of a nightmare. So, but yeah, I don't know how many versions behind I am. I'm probably gonna have to update here pretty soon, but we'll see how that goes. Like I said, it's one of those where I always want to do it on a Friday, so I got all weekend to try and unscrew it because it always causes problems. Always causes problems. Duncan isn't showing up on ZKill. Why would he show up on ZKill? Did somebody kill him? From 2 to 3 tangos to 1 tango with covert Sino and 2 widows. Yeah. Works like a charm. Excellent. Getting mining slacker. Getting mining slacker. I think he means no kills to his name. Oh, I got you. Okay. That makes sense. Jerry Can's telling me to mine because Cragen's sitting over here with his finger up his nose, not doing nothing, which is typical. Typical. Get mining slacker. Yep. Yeah, okay, so that makes sense. Yeah, because I wouldn't. He'd look. It's weird though. It shows that he is one that popped in the fleet before. Yeah. Yeah, he's been in that NPC Corp for over 11 years, so it doesn't really seem like he's doing much. I wonder if he joined and then didn't do anything and let the character age. So I'm still being spooky in system. But yeah, I hear they're still downstairs, so this will work out good because I'll still get to spend some time with the family, so that'll be good. But yeah, so yeah, we're about done. I'm going to give it here another 15-20 minutes. Especially since Jerry Can's having some connection problems. We have some grays like that are scout accounts. Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, it might have been some gankers scouting us out and saw that, yeah, it wasn't worth it. I don't know. It's kind of weird because I don't know why they would bother, but he's still in system though. Well, either that or he's just looking for some place to rat. Yeah, so there's another one it's actually in another NPC Corp for 2 years. 1 year, 11 months, 26 days. Might as well be 2 years. So yeah, so maybe they are scouts. Yeah, that's why I cloaked up my enforcer. It's a target. Yep, understood. Yep. I am, but we're about to quit. So, but Ethio's good. 2087, good to see you. Thanks for being here. But yes, we are about to quit. I've only got about 20 minutes left. We've got some wannabes in local that look like they were looking to possibly mess with us, so it's about a good time to quit anyway. But yeah, I usually stream for 4 hours, so we're right at the 4-hour mark. So I'll stream another 10-15 minutes until I have enough to pull out the starting section. So my starting sections is usually about 10 minutes. So that way it'll still end up being over 4 hours. But yeah, I'm gonna start looking for who we're gonna raid. Any suggestions?
The asteroid is depleted.
Any suggestions are welcome. I saw Narcos was out there, and he actually doesn't have very many to his name today, so that might be a good one. Nth Dimension's out there, Zero's out there. I know a Narcos will probably raid Zero. A Narcos been on since before me, so yeah, so from that perspective, he's actually got 6 hours in, so maybe we raid him and then he'll end up raiding somebody else. But yeah, we're getting ready to quit Ethios, so sorry about that. But you're welcome to join us next week. We do it every Monday night USA time, or every Tuesday morning everybody else. But yeah, so we do this every Monday night, Tuesday morning, wherever you happen to be. Monday night in the US, which is where I used to be. Tuesday morning in the Philippines, which is where I am now. So thanks again, buddy. Respo, appreciate it. Respin, not Respo. So yeah, so what we'll do here in about 15 minutes, we'll raid Anarchos, and then he'll probably end up raiding Zero when he gets off. So unless somebody else shows up. So Jerry Can, thanks for the boost. I like being a bit spooky. I bet you do. But yeah, Jerry Can, thanks for the boost. Make sure you pull the fuel out of the corp hanger. I think I got a bunch still in there. I need to check it, make sure. Haul some more out here. But yeah, pull that out of there. Appreciate it. Oop. Drachenhort's back on. Yeah, Drachenhort, we're actually just getting ready to take off. So sorry about that. Bad timing. So. But yeah, all told, so I'm right at 4 hours right now. So we'll give it another 10 minutes, but to cover the starting section. But yeah, I only have 380 drop frames for the whole one. So that's pretty cool, pretty good. So. Serpent Power's in. No problem. Enter final stage with the battle for Linux Eve. There you go. There you go. Yeah, I can't imagine trying to change operating systems. That would. You got me there, buddy. You got me there. You're better than me. I can barely get Windows to work on a regular basis, so. Yeah, so I asked the Narcos how long he's going to be on so I can rate him. Mantha Finch, good to see ya. Alright, so yeah, it looks like he's playing videos. Yeah, it looks like he's playing videos of previous streams, which is pretty good. They're always entertaining. He has some pretty good ones, so. Enforcer, save that one. Let's see. Kragan. Nope, Kragan's not mining. Of course not. Why would he be mining? Getting sleepy. Gonna go ahead and dock up for the night. No worries, Dark Slider. Like I said, we're gonna cut out here in another couple minutes. So. In fact, Jerry can, if you want to start shutting things down, feel free. I'm going to bring in my drone so I don't forget them. Because otherwise I definitely will. No. I'm working that rep bones on the Concord ships. There you go. Rep bonus on the Concord ships. Yep. Have a good night. Oh, Jerry can disconnected again. Damn it. Well, that sucks. Now he's back. Yeah, that's getting old. Yeah, it's got to be something between you and Eve there, Jerry can. But yeah, you might want to go ahead and start shutting down so you don't get disconnected again. Because that's got, yeah, like you said, that's got to be getting old. I remember when it was happening to me all the time. It was getting old, so. I'll hang out here with Falstaff and keep you company until you get everything taken care of, so at least you can get docked. Since we still do have these two... Oh, no, the two weirdos actually left.
Asteroid is defeated.
That was a Narcos stream. I got a Narcos stream on in the background. And I was like, where am I hearing that? Where am I hearing that alarm from? I have good internet and I'm not downloading porn. There you go. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Yeah, it's got to be, I'm thinking it's got to be a node between you and just Eve. Is that the only thing acting up, or is your whole internet cutting out? Because it's probably just Eve. As we mentioned, with the whole event going on for them, they probably don't have their tech support. Yeah, they probably don't have their tech support on site. They're probably at the conference, and so So yeah, so that's probably causing some of the problems because they're like, they had something go down and just was like, yep, never mind. All right. I'm just gonna fill this up and wait for you. So yep, jerry can is gone. Good job. Oh, so they are following you. Respin. Well, that's weird. Maybe they were wondering why you were being so sketchy. That sucks. Oh, he can't hear me because of the ads.
The asteroid is depleted. Warp drive active.
All right, we're good. Yeah, let's get this raid set up.
Docking
Saxophone.
Docking request accepted.
Actually, I'm gonna let the ads go. Boom, 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 boom. All right. They tried to hit me with combat drones. Really? Well, that sucks. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Obviously, I'm going to need a nap this afternoon, so. Yeah, let me set up this raid for Narcos. And appreciate you guys being here. Thanks for watching. We will be back on again tomorrow night. Tomorrow night your time. Tomorrow morning my time. So about 20 hours from now. So give or take a couple minutes. And I'll see you then. Thanks, Dark Slider. Appreciate it. You guys all have a great one. And Respin, thanks for everything. Sorry they started messing with you. Jerry Can, thanks for the boost. Make sure you get that fuel out of the corp hanger, which I needed to check and make sure the corp hanger that still has fuel. Yep, there's still a bunch of it in there. So yeah, make sure you get some of that out of there. Appreciate you guys. Thanks again. And I will see you all tomorrow. Take care.